construction process starts with raw materials. You begin with the most solid of substances, ensuring granite-like strength at the foundation. Upon these building blocks, a structure begins to emerge. As each piece is added, the architecture becomes more complex, mixing cornerstones with accent pieces, all part of the delicate balance. Soon the blueprint becomes clear, but only time will render a true verdict on the process. Victory on the baseball diamond is constructed in this fashion, building from within, reinforcing from without. This method will again be tested in 1999 by the Phillies. From building blocks to pillars of strength. The grand opening is next. Good afternoon, everyone. From Turner Field in Atlanta, welcome to 1999 Phillies baseball, the opening of the 99 season, our first of 147 telecasts on the Phillies television network, 70 of them right here on UPN 57. Welcome to the baseball season 99. Harry Callis along with Chris Wheeler and Larry Anderson. Beautiful afternoon for baseball, and the Phillies with two solid foundations upon which to build. One an everyday player, one a horse pitcher, and the everyday player, of course, is that third baseman with us.
Scott Rowland, Harry, is just a great player right now. I mean, we wonder how good he's going to be, what his upside is going to be. Had a tremendous first two seasons in the major leagues. Last year, just unbelievable both with the glove and with the bat. Here he hits one of the 30 home runs that he hit last year. How many home runs can he hit? Well, it just depends. He's going to get better and better as a hitter. I don't know how much better he can get with a glove. I mean, every play he makes it, whether it's tough, whether it's the slow rollers, he can dive for balls. He goes to his right, he goes to his left. He's just so much fun to watch day after day. Hit this long home run last year at Yankee Stadium into the seats in dead center field. By this time, after watching a guy for 2 years, you usually have an idea how good he's going to be. I don't think anybody knows with Scott Rowland just how good this kid can be. But I know what's one thing about him. Every day, it's fun to watch him go out and play the game of baseball. I mean, you see the numbers that he put up last year. Can't wait to have another season in a Phil's uniform.
Scott Rowland is a joy to watch on a daily basis. He's always prepared. And of course, every team L.A. loves to have a horse. The Phillies do have a true number one in Curt Schilling.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Harry. Nobody gets pumped up for opening day like Curt Schilling. He is so excited. He doesn't need to get pumped up against this Atlanta team. It's all there for him. He knows you're going to probably face a Cy Young Award winner. Last year, his first start against Atlanta gets 15 strikeouts using an assortment of pitches, a split finger that's just dead red, which you know with this opening day today, he will have that going for him. He gets pumped up, as I said. He loves the opening day.
It is his fifth opening day start, and we asked Curt if he's excited about it.
There's a lot of things involved in opening day against the Atlanta Braves. They're in our division. They're the team that's supposed to win our division. Perennial National League champions, it seems like. The defending Cy Young Award winner, which is just about every year on the Braves staff. So, there's a lot of extras there that tend to bring a little bit more adrenaline to the table. And for any game, much less opening day.
And one of the new faces Curt Schilling will have behind him this afternoon is Ron Gant in left field.
Well, the Phillies are expecting a lot from Ron Gant. I mean, they got him to hit the ball out of the ballpark, play a little bit of defense in left field. He sees at 249 career home runs. I talked to Pat Corrales about him today, and he says what he does for you, he gives you some presence in the clubhouse, and every once in a while he'll carry you for a week to 10 days. And, Harry, that's what they hope he'll do a few times this year.
And for Ron Gant, it is a homecoming of sorts.
I still live in Atlanta. I make that my home during the off season, and I always have feelings when I go in there to play. I mean, I spent so many years. I was drafted out of high school by the Braves, went through their whole minor league system, and had some great years in the major leagues with them. So I always have strong feelings when I go back there and face Glavine and Maddox and those guys, because I played with those guys. So it's a lot of inspiration for me.
Just about all of the so-called experts pick the Atlanta Braves as once again the team to beat in the National League. And we'll be back to take a look at Bobby Cox Bravos right after these messages.
Home opener, April 12th Atlanta Braves. April 14th and 15th. Florida Marlins. April 16th, 17th, and 18th. Call 215-463-1000.
It's so reliable you could practically weld the hood shut and drive it forever. The 99 Corolla. And it has available side airbags, so don't be surprised if you feel safer in your 99 Corolla than out of it.
Our values are our blueprint. Integrity, our foundation. Every decision we make, every action we take is anchored in our commitment to always be there for our customers. Integrity is the foundation and the ink with which every policy is written. It's why New York Life is the company you keep.
Monday on UPN, it's a wild all-new Dilbert.
I'm all ears.
Corporate downsizing hits new heights.
Uh-oh, the man.
They've been downsized. Literally.
But the teeny tiny engineers,
Hey, man, you're stinking.
won't go without a fight.
Here's a picture of one of them.
I'm afraid of tiny people.
So Dilbert and the gang form an army.
This is very odd.
Can they rise to a peaceful solution?
We could sell them as toys and make a fortune.
Dilbert, all new.
Tonight at 8 on UPN 57.
Back at Turner Field in Atlanta, opening day 1999, the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. In L.A., Bobby Cox has no problem picking his opening day pitcher. It's whichever one of his staff won the Cy Young Award the year before.
Well, they've got a bunch of them. I mean, Tom Glavine, of course, today won the Cy Young last year. Smoltz has won one. This last year was Glavine's second. Greg Maddux has won 4. And then you look at the numbers, what they did last year. The first time since 1923 that there were 5 16-game winners. And, of course, they lost Denny Nagel, but Millwood has made that possible, made that trade possible with a great year he had. But Glavine, this guy last year was tremendous. Nobody can paint the outside corner like Tom Glavine, an excellent fielder, always helps himself. He has been tough on the Phillies, 3-0 against them last year. You see his record there, 20-6 last year, had a career best 2.47. And, of course, the second Cy Young. This guy is tough. It's going to be a great matchup today.
So Tom Glavine going for the Braves, who also have a couple of new faces, an old buddy Brett Boone and also Brian Jordan.
Two good players. You know, even the good teams have to retool once in a while. Brett Boone brings them a solid defensive player who can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's got a little, well, he's a tough guy in the clubhouse, and they needed somebody like him. Brian Jordan, just a solid guy, played football here with the Falcons, lives in Atlanta, wanted to come back here, is a good outfielder. The only thing about Brian Jordan, had a lot of injuries throughout his career. They need him to stay healthy.
They really do need him because they are without Andres the Big Cat Galarraga, who was discovered he had a tumor in his back and he is undergoing chemotherapy treatments. He will throw out the first ball from West Palm Beach, Florida. Pitching matchup is a great one for opening day 1999. Tom Glavine on the mound for the Atlanta Braves and Curt Schilling going for the Fighting Phils. Beautiful day for opening day here in Turner Field in Atlanta. And we will be back with the starting lineups for this afternoon's game right after these messages. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, official beer of Major League Baseball. This Bud's for you. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield, the health care plans you can lean on.
With Bell Atlantic Mobile, you can make important calls from just about everywhere, like the "Let's get together" call or the "I have a flat tire" call.
Just checking.
That's because everything we do is for one reason. That moment when you make the "I need to check with the office" call.
Do you have any idea?
No.
When are you going to be here?
We should be back around 2. Okay.
Your call goes through. A cell phone is only as good as the network it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile.
Adolphus Busch went to Germany every summer looking at different breweries, and he wrote a series of letters back to his son. September the 20th, 1897. I would advise that we buy the finest growths of barley as soon as we can. We cannot make fine malt from inferior barley, and we cannot make fine beer from inferior malt.
Back at Turner Field in Atlanta, Georgia, opening day 1999. This will be the site of the All-Star game in the year 2000. They also are going to have a Super Bowl here in Atlanta, quite a sports city. Super Bowl will be in January 2000, and the All-Star game in July of 2000 right here at Turner Field. A near capacity crowd. There are a couple of thousand seats still remaining, but almost a full house here for opening day 1999 as the lineup cards are being exchanged at home plate. Terry Francona bringing out the lineup for the Phillies, and Coach Pat Corrales, bench coach for Bobby Cox, taking out the lineup card. Beautiful afternoon for baseball, 78 degrees. Wind shouldn't be too much of a factor here today under sunshiny skies. Umpires today, Dana DeMute will call the balls and strikes. Charlie Relaford at first base, Jeff Kellogg at second, and Sam Holbrook will umpire at third as the Braves take the field. Terry Francona's starting lineup for the Phillies this afternoon. Doug Glanville, center field, leads off. Marlon Anderson, second base, batting second. Scott Rowland at third base hits third. Rico Brogna, first baseman, batting fourth. Ron Gannon, left field, hits fifth. Bobby Abreu, right fielder, batting sixth. Mike Lieberthal catching, hitting seventh. Desi Relaford, the shortstop, bats eighth. And batting ninth and pitching, Kurt Schilling. Defensively, Atlanta will have Chipper Jones at third, Walt Weiss at shortstop, Brett Boone at second, Ryan Klesko at first, Javi Lopez does the catching. Otis Nixon in left field, Andrew Jones in center, and Brian Jordan in right. And on the mound, 33-year-old two-time Cy Young Award winner Tom Glavine.
Glavine had one heck of a year last year. 33 starts. He was 20-6. At 20 wins, was best in the National League. He had a career high 240, or career best 2.47 earned run average. There you see his innings and his hits, always good. 74 walks and 157 strikeouts. Opponents hit only 238 off him, which was ninth best in the National League.
Coming off a 3-0 spring with a 3.13 spring ERA, only gave up one run in his last 15 innings of work. So
I don't know if that's good or bad, because he had a bad spring last year and had a great April. So hopefully it works the opposite way.
Andres Big Cat Galarraga, of course, undergoing chemotherapy treatments throughout the first ball from West Palm Beach, Florida. You know, the Braves did quite a thing at spring training after it was discovered that he had the cancerous tumor in his back. Atlanta, unbeknownst to Andres Galarraga, they talked to his wife, and as a team they went over there on a bus to see Andres Galarraga and wish him well.
That was tremendous. A big uplift for the Big Cat, I'm sure of that.
Doug Glanville leads off. First pitch of 1999, over for a strike, 0-1 to Glanville, coming off a 279 season. Chipper Jones plays him shallow at third base. 1-1 the count to Doug Glanville.
Andrew Jones in center, shade him over to the right field side, and that's where Glavine likes to pitch. He likes to pitch away, make hitters go the other way, and Glanville really learning that he can do that.
Base hit to open the 99 season, Doug Glanville. He is a leadoff base runner. So Chipper Jones, as we mentioned, playing in, and Glanville is going to use the threat of a bunt. The scouting reports, Bobby Wine probably told him that. With him in, you can slap it by that third baseman.
Well, that's the one thing that is going to help Glanville so much this year. You see this fastball, they're trying to come, or it looks like he was trying to go away. Glanville just got that ball middle in, where Doug Glanville loves the pitch, and he just gets it right by Chipper Jones at third.
Glanville a pretty decent lead. He stole 4 bases this spring, was not caught. Marlon Anderson, nice bunt, fielded by Chipper Jones. One play to first, a sacrifice by Marlon Anderson. Phillies trying to get an early run, so they sack with Marlon Anderson. Moving Glanville to second base. And it will bring up Scott Rowland.
That was a good job by Marlin. You want to get something going early if you can against Glavin. There he's got a nice bunt. It's a sacrifice, but Marlin Anderson, you know, if you got the third baseman playing back a little bit, he can beat those out, no question about it. But it's just something they want to manufacture some runs, get something going early against Glavin.
Rowland hit .290 last year, 31 homers, knocked in 110. Had a great spring, hit .393 this spring, and drive into right center field, but it is caught out there, and it's going to be a double play. Caught by Brian Jordan, turns it into a double play as Glanville straight off. And the Phillies a frustrating top half of the first inning. No runs, one hit. No errors, and none left. As Glanville is doubled off second base. Phil's failed in the first. Braves coming to.
The promise of the internet is not in the future. It's now. The bandwidth to change everything. Ride the light.
You may know Marty Weinberg is a tough Philadelphia prosecutor, but he's also been a teacher who's just as tough when it comes to improving education. The Weinberg Plan? Have the superintendent report directly to the mayor. No more passing the buck. Set stricter standards for students and schools, and take disruptive kids out of the classroom. Marty Weinberg, a tough prosecutor who knows how to fight crime, an outstanding teacher who knows how to improve our schools. Isn't that what we need from our next mayor?
What a great day! The Fanatics Legends of Wrestling birthday party. Sunday, May 2nd at 1:35 versus the Dodgers. There'll be a Beach Jams Fanatic beanbag compliments of Mellon PSFS for anyone 14 and under. Call 463-1000.
Bills failed in the top of the first. Bobby Cox starting lineup for Atlanta as they bat in the bottom half. Otis Nixon will be in left field leading off. Brett Boone, the second baseman, bats second. Chipper Jones at third base hitting third. Brian Jordan, the right fielder, bats fourth. Javi Lopez will catch and hit fifth. Ryan Klesko at first base batting sixth. Andrew Jones in center field hits seventh. Walt Weiss, the shortstop, batting eighth. Tom Glavine pitching, hitting ninth. Phillies have Scott Rowland at third. Desi Relaford shortstop. Marlon Anderson at second. Rico Brogna at first. Mike Lieberthal catching. Ron Gant in left. Doug Glanville in center. Bobby Abreu in right. And on the mound is Curt Schilling.
And Schill coming off another great year with all those strikeouts last year. 300 strikeouts last year. And you see 15 and 14, a good ERA of 3.25.
Otis Nixon fouls off the first pitch. Nixon played for Minnesota last year where he had .297.
You see what Schill did there. 268 and 2/3 innings to 300 strikeouts. That's you talk about a workhorse. He is.
Led the majors in pitches and innings pitched. 2 quick strikes to Otis Nixon.
This is Schill's 5th opening day assignment. He's only 1-0 in those first 4, but he got a sparkling ERA of 2.33, and his last 2 he's 1-0. 16 innings, only 4 hits, no runs.
And in the 16 innings, 20 strikeouts. He beat the Dodgers 2 years ago. Then last year pitched 8 shutout innings against the Mets to no decision in a game that went 14 innings. Right back at Schilling. Good grab by Curt. Throws out Otis Nixon. 1 down here in the bottom of the first.
Second baseman, number 24, Brett Boone.
The opening days for the Phillies below 500. Road record kind of just consistent with their overall record. Last year was that 14-inning game. They lost 1-0 to the Mets.
Here's Brett Boone. Boone gives the Braves another power hitter at the second base position. He had 24 home runs at Cincy last year and knocked in 95. Lined into right field, but Abreu is there, and that's 2 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. And it will bring up Chipper Jones, who led the major leagues in spring training. He's coming off a good year, but had a great spring. Led the major leagues in hitting at .481 in the spring. Led the majors in on-base percentage. There are his numbers from last year: .313, 34 homers, 107 RBIs. And he has been a tough out for Curt Schilling. That's a high foul, third base side. It's going to go back into the crowd.
Chipper, in the last 3 years, you talk about consistency, and that is exactly what he has been, a picture of consistency.
You can see why he was the first player selected in the '90 draft by Atlanta. Two quick strikes to Chipper Jones. Lifetime against Schilling, 9 for 20, including 3 home runs.
Number 1 last year, opposite field here at Turner Field.
Looks a foul. Count stays 0-2.
Curious to see if Schilling is going to use more split fingers. He did not throw the split finger that much in spring training, and as you talked to him, Harry, you told me that his finger, it had bothered his finger somewhat, his middle finger on his pitching hand.
Well, the middle finger is kind of pointed out, so it does not enable him to grip that pitch as well as he would like, so it ends up being almost like a knuckle split. And he indicated to me that he's going to use a slider much more this year than he had in the past.
He used it a lot in spring training.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Chipper Jones. Two outs, no base runners here in the bottom half of the first inning. Just inside, it's full count now to Chipper. On deck is Brian Jordan. Just missing. Chipper's aboard with a free ticket. And it'll bring up Brian Jordan.
Schilling just throwing a fastball, wants to get that ball down. That's close. I mean, that's
close.
The high strike that we talked about. We talked about it in the spring, that the umpires are told to call a high strike, and it's obvious right there they're not going to call it.
Brian Jordan hit .316 for St. Louis last year, coming over here as a free agent. And 25 homers, knocked in 91 for the Cardinals. Pop foul, and Schilling has Jordan buried in the count, 0-2.
The situation here where normally Andres Galarraga would be in this spot, who Schilling has had just tremendous success, 18 strikeouts and 39 at bats against the Big Cat. Only hit 103 against him.
He would just keep throwing fastballs by Galarraga up. Galarraga just keeps swinging at him. Runner started and stops into deep short, knocked down by Relaford. No play, an infield single, Brian Jordan. So the Braves with 2 men on base and 2 outs for Javi Lopez.
And there's a fastball inside. You see Jordan just pulls those hands in just a little bit. Schilling had gone away, tried to get him inside. Jordan does actually a good job. Chipper start, and then he stops. Indecisive there. I'm not sure what he was doing, as he would have either way. If the ball's not hit, he's in no man's land.
Javi Lopez coming off a year in which he had 34 home runs and knocked in 106. 1 strike to Javi Lopez. He had a great spring. He had .413 this spring with 5 home runs. 0-0, bottom half of the first inning. And He's ahead of Javi Lopez. No balls and 2 strikes.
Looks like Bobby Abreu's very shallow in right field for Javi Lopez, who's got power to all parts of the ballpark. If Schilling's pitching him away, they could cause some trouble out there. He's much shallower than Glanville in center.
0-2 to Javi. Beats it foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes. I don't know, L.A. I've seen maybe one splitter, a pitch that he bounced up there, but I think only one this first inning.
Looked like one splitter to Chipper, and that's been it.
He's on that pitch and fouled it straight back. 0-2.
He's throwing the fastball out there, and now's the time to throw the slider. Partly, I mean, he's going to have to do it and have confidence in it, but when he gets him in on base, I mean, you go with what you know best, and that's his fastball. But I think if he could get Lopez throw a slider away, he could get him to chase over there.
Up and in, a ball and 2 strikes to Javi Lopez.
See what he did with men in scoring position. That's pretty good numbers right there.
Stays alive, fouling them off. Schilling will give up a lot of foul balls. That's why he led the majors in throwing pitches.
Two pitches so far in this first inning. I think it's one of the things that is going to be more of a stress on Schilling, although the splitter not throwing it, and I think it does cause stress on the arm, but not throwing it, he's going to go more fastballs. He's going to have more foul balls, I think.
Line to right field, and Abreu won't get it. Over his head, 2 runs are going to score. Javi Lopez with a 2-run double, and Atlanta has jumped on top 2-0 here in the first inning.
Well, we talked about Abreu being shallow. I don't know if that would have made a lot of difference. Possibly if he was back a few more steps, he might have been able to cut across and make a play there. But this is a slider that Schilling throws, and this is one of the reasons maybe he hasn't thrown it. I don't know if he has that much confidence in it. He leaves it up. You see that just above the belt. Abreu really no chance to make a play. They do try and make a play with the cutoff man, Marlon Anderson, with a good throw to the plate, but not in time to get Brian Jordan.
And it'll bring on Ryan Klesko. Klesko, with the absence of Andres Galarraga playing at first base, looks at a strike. He hit .274 last year with 18 home runs. On to Klesko. Schilling has had his number. He's just 2 for 24 lifetime against Schilling. Schilling has struck him out 12 times. One and 2 to Klesko. So Curt Schilling got the first 2 outs in this inning, then a walk, infield single, and then the 2-run double by Javi Lopez. Foul ball. And Curt Schilling having a long first inning here.
Well, Francona said that he feels Schilling strong enough to go out and throw 125 pitches, but Even so, you want to be a little bit careful, especially with your ace starting right out of the chute the first game of the season.
Knocked him down, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Klesko.
Well, the people here aren't real happy about it, but that is an outstanding pitch right there. And that's something, you see this coming right at Klesko. I mean, he's kind of diving a little bit. He threw some good fastballs away. Now Klesko's leaning out there, and he's got to get out of the way at the last second. But that is something Curt Schilling can do more and be more successful with his fastball away if he does that coming in.
Popped him up, and he should be out of the inning. Desi Relaford calls behind second base, puts it away to retire the side. But Atlanta puts 2 on the board with 2 hits, no errors, leaving 1. After 1, 2-0 Braves.
Cincinnati Reds, April 27th, 28th, and 29th. Los Angeles Dodgers, April 30th, May 1st, May 2nd, Fanatic's birthday. Call 215-463-1000.
Is this going to be cool?
Sit back and watch.
From the director of Swingers comes what Rolling Stone magazine calls a wildly entertaining ride through the night.
Give me the gun. Right, I'm okay.
Go, Rated R. Opens everywhere Friday.
Some people may have a hard time pronouncing Conshohocken. But at Pico Energy, we simply know it as Conchi. A place with the power to reinvent itself. And we should know. We've been a part of Hector Street and every other street here for over 100 years. And we're now delivering guaranteed savings to all our customers. Because it's your choice. Pico Energy, no doubt about it.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Phillies. 0-0, or rather 2-0 game Atlanta after 1 inning of play. Rico Brogna leads off for the Phillies here in the second. Tom Glavine ready to work here in the second inning. Braves getting 2 first-inning runs, so the Phillies will have to battle back here. Rico Brogna. High ball left field foul. 1 strike to Rico Brogna. Rico had 20 homers last year, knocked in 104. Lifetime not a bad hitter against Glavine. 267 lifetime with 1 home run off Tom.
I think Brogna's also getting more comfortable hitting off the left-handers. Glavine definitely a ground ball pitcher. You see the dirt in front of home plate is a little darker shade than the rest of the infield. They water that down there because he is a ground ball pitcher. If that's hard, the ball will chop off there, go over the infielder's head. Having it this way, he gets a lot of ground balls, and the ball just kind of dies in front of home plate. When it's hit, you don't get that sharp bounce right in front.
Glavine beat the Phillies 3 times last year. Didn't lose to the Phils at a 1.71 ERA. Lifetime he is 17-6 against the Phillies. Rico Brogna is hit by a pitch. Now I don't know if that was retaliation for Klesko going down or he just wanted to pitch it inside. I don't think so, but Rico's in big time pain.
That's something they cannot afford here, but you see him sitting up inside. He just wants to come inside. Glavine will do that on occasion. Rico actually leaned into it a little bit. He turned right into the fastball, That's one thing.
Forearm, it looked like.
Yeah. Well, you just hope it doesn't. That's pretty solid right there. Looks like it's right above the wrist.
Jeff Cooper, Phillies trainer, along with Terry Francona, out to see if Rico is okay.
One thing that makes it tough for a hitter is Glavine goes away a lot, and you start thinking away, and it's tougher to react to that ball inside.
Well, he evidently will stay in the game. Francona wanting to make sure is right there at first base with him, and Rico certainly doesn't want to leave the opening day game 1999, but he is in some pain. They'll bring up Ron Gant. Gant last year hit .240 for the Cardinals, 26 home runs. Lifetime against Glavine, he's a .286 hitter. He has hit 2 career home runs off Glavine. One nothing to Ron Gant. As much a pull hitter as Gant is, Andrew Jones, the center fielder, still shading him a little bit to right center because Glavine does pitch away. Pretty big gap between Jones and Otis Nixon in left. Ballpark, Turner Field, 335 down the left field line, 330 down the right field line. 390 to the power alley in right center, 380 to the power alley in left center, and 400 feet to straightaway center field. The new stadiums, I think it's the most fair because you have to hit it to get it out of here.
Yeah.
It's not a bandbox. It's followed behind Gant 3-0 and walked him on 4 pitches. So the Phillies have their first 2 men on base here in the second.
Right fielder, number 53.
They'll bring on Bobby Abreu. Abreu coming off a year in which he led the Phils in hitting at .312, 17 homers knocked in, 74. And he comes up here with runners in scoring position. He led the major leagues with a runner in scoring position. He led the major leagues in batting with runners in scoring position last year. .427 is average.
Was kind of tugging on each other because he's 0 for 6 against Glavine, so I guess anything could happen.
Glavine missing again, 1 ball and no strikes.
Dana Demuth, one of those umpires that does not give the pitcher a whole lot off the plate.
Ground ball is short, and that should be a double play. No. Brett Boone had trouble getting it out of his glove, so the Phillies have runners at first and third. Weiss to Boone for the force on Gant, but a shot at a double play, but Boone couldn't take it out of his glove, it didn't look like.
Taylor made there, and that's what happened. He just didn't have a hold of it. He didn't want to take a chance on throwing it away. A wise decision by Brett Boone. You see, he's right there. I mean, it's Taylor made. Gant is really not on top of him when he got the ball, so there was no reason or anything else, but he just didn't get a handle.
And it'll bring up Mike Lieberthal. Lieberthal, who had a tremendous spring, hit .474. 18-game hitting streak. Line drive hit to left center field. Coming in to score is Bronya, heading for third base. Abreu, and Lieberthal has started another hitting streak. This one regular season. Wow.
A good job of base running there too by Bobby Abreu. Did not hesitate, noticing Otis Nixon had to go to his left a little bit for that ball and just kept going. Makes it into third without a throw. And there Lieberthal just looking away for a fastball. You got to look out there on Glavin, and if he throws it in, you give up. But he's going to be outside most of the time, and Lieberthal just stays with him.
So it's now a 2-1 ball game, and the batter is Desi Relaford. Philly runners first and third with one down. Taps a foul past John Vukovich, the third base coach. So I'm a little surprised here in the early going and opening day that there are 3 runs in already. We're in the second inning. It's these two pitchers.
Exactly.
That's a pitch Glavin is used to getting from some umpires and not from Dana DeMuth here. Just off the outside part of the plate. He lives out there, and Dana DeMuth has not a wide strike zone. Check swing, nothing in 2, or rather 1 ball and 2 strikes to Desi Relaford. So Desi now has to become a defensive hitter and try to put the ball in play. He's got tying run at third base with 1 out here. Bray's back at double play depth on the infield. Two and 2 to Relaford. Pops a foul. It's going to come back right in the camera deck. Klesko gave it a chase, but no chance for Ryan. It didn't hang up very long.
Let's see what the scouting report is on Tom Glavin. Fastball in the low 90s, and I would say the very low 90s. He's 91, maybe 92 at best, but a great changeup. And probably the most important thing in Glanville is he does keep that ball away, paints that outside corner.
Right there, but again, he didn't get the call. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think Glavin is used to getting the call on that pitch. Full count to Desi Relaford. Oh, he did get the call that time. That was almost the same spot, and he gets the call on that one from Dana DeMuth, and Desi Relaford is rung up for out number 2.
It's one thing that happens. If you show an umpire you can keep throwing it in the same spot, eventually they will call it. But that ball, and it looked real similar to the other ones that Dana DeMuth had called balls.
Looked like it was about the same spot as the pitch before, and that was a ball, but now Desi gets rung up, so the batter is Curt Schilling with 2 outs. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners at first and third.
One thing you didn't want to do there in that situation is strike out or get called out. Even if it's close, you can't take the chance.
Yeah, but in Desi's defense, I mean, the pitch before that was about the same spot, and it was a ball, you know. So
right.
Two balls and no strikes to Curt Schilling. Schilling a chance to help himself here. It's a 2-1 ball game. Atlanta leads it. It's over for a strike, 2-1. Lifetime Curt is a 156 hitter. Keeps a foul. 2-2 the count to Schilling. Full count to Curt Schilling. So look for a fastball to put in play here with the runners at first and third and 2 outs. Lieberthal will be taking off from first base.
They've not been holding Lieberthal on at all.
Fouls off the 3-2 pitch. Still 3-2 to Schilling.
Lesko playing well behind him even before the 3-2 count. But you can't you can't take any chance of not making it to second base, even with them playing behind you. Lieberthal without great speed.
Ground ball second base. Brett Boone. No Schilling out. That'll retire the side. The Phillies get 1 run back. Doing so on 1 hit. No errors. 2 men left. And at the end of 1.5, Atlanta 2, Phils 1.
You don't have to be a business person to enjoy the Mellon PSFS Business Person Special. Wednesday, May 5th at 1:05 when the Phillies play the Padres. Call 215-463-1000 or order anytime at phillies.com.
You know something, Lou?
Yeah?
I know why we got fired. Too much of your yapping and not enough of this.
What's that? Hey, that was uncalled for.
Oh, and electrocuting us last year was okay.
That was a joke.
Ah, you like jokes, huh? Here's one for you. 2 frogs walk into a bar. One of them does this.
Ow!
Slap the punk.
Call security.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, hey. Ow!
Want a piece of me?
Frankie!
Look, he's changing colors.
Come on, squirt some tears, punk.
Frankie, I think they're upset.
Lyme disease season is approaching.
Lyme disease is a big problem around here. Last spring, I picked up Lyme disease. I couldn't prevent it then, but now you could.
Introducing Lymerix, the first vaccine to prevent Lyme disease. Lymerix is for people 15 to 70. Ask your doctor about new Lymerix. Lymerix may be associated with local injection site reactions, including redness and swelling, flu-like symptoms, arthralgias, and myalgias.
I didn't have early symptoms, so I didn't know I had Lyme disease. Now I'm being treated for serious health problems.
If left untreated, Lyme disease can lead to potentially serious joint or neurological conditions. Ask your doctor about new Lymerix and begin building protection now.
I'm making sure my family gets vaccinated. That'll make me feel better.
If you don't get vaccinated now, you won't begin building protection for the start of the season. Get prepared. Call your doctor about Lymerix now.
After 1.5 innings of play, it's Atlanta 2 and the Phillies 1. 20 years ago, a New Jersey prison attempted to scare troubled teens into changing their ways by bringing them face-to-face with prison convicts. Did it work? Find out on Scared Straight 20 years later, coming Thursday, April 15th on UPN 57. Viewer discretion is advised. We'll look back at one of these moments later in the broadcast as we close the book on the 20th century. We'd like to know what stands out as your favorite Phillies moment. We'll have one of those a little bit later. Visit the Phillies website at www.phillies.com. Go to the general info section under survey and vote for the greatest Phillies moment of the past 100 years. Andrew Jones leads it off. Jones just 21 years of age. Youngest player ever to homer in postseason play. He did that a couple of years ago at age 19. 2 home runs in the World Series against those New York Yankees. He comes from Curacao. He limped out of spring training. 0 for his last 18. 1-1 the count to Andrew Jones.
Well, it doesn't get any easier facing Curt Schilling, that's for sure.
0 for 15 lifetime against Schill with 6 strikeouts. One ball and 2 strikes to Andrew Jones. Birthday wishes to Helen Bigley of Easton, Pennsylvania. Helen, a great Phillies fan, celebrated her 80th yesterday. Also celebrating yesterday was Anthony Tobin in Broomall, Pennsylvania. Dad of Eric Tobin, the assistant director of stadium operations at Veterans Stadium. Jones is caught looking. First strikeout of the '99 season for Curt Schilling.
That's that fastball inside after being away, threw him a slider, 1-1, good slider, and then he comes inside and gets this pitch, perfect pitch. That lets you right there. You see a hitter jump back on a pitch like that. That lets you know that they're just looking away.
Brings on Walt Weiss. Line right to Rico Bronya. So Weiss is retired. A line drive to Rico, 2 down. Don't forget our home opener is a week from today at 3:05 at Veterans Stadium. These Atlanta Braves will be on hand. Kite Man delivers the first ball. Boys to Men will sing the national anthem for us at Veterans Stadium next Monday. 3:05 start time. Order your tickets by phone. Call now at 215-463-1000 or anytime online at Phillies.com. There's Tom Glavine, who over the years has helped himself with the bat. He's a .205 lifetime hitter, 1 career home run. It came off John Smiley. 1 strike to Glavine. Braves leading it 2-1. Two strikes to Glavine. Bouncing it up there, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tom Glavine. 2 outs, no base runners. Just a little bit low, 2-2. His bat on the ball, fouls it off. Still 2-2 to Glavine. And that's his bat on the ball again, fouls it off. Four-game series here with these Braves. Chad O.J. against Greg Maddux tomorrow night. Carl Knorr and John Smoltz on Wednesday. Struck him out. That looked like it was a splitter. His second strikeout for Curt Schilling. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. At the end of 2 innings of play at Turner Field. Atlanta 2 and the Phillies 1.
Looking for a wireless service that's out of this world? Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile. We have a calling plan with no roaming or long distance charges coast to coast. It's called Digital Choice Single Rate USA. And now there's a plan with even more included minutes. Digital Choice Single Rate East. Digital Choice Single Rate from Bell Atlantic Mobile. There's nothing better in the world.
Break out at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Big savings on a huge selection of cars and trucks. Get $1,500 cash back on Escort and ZX2. Ford Escort, ranked best in initial quality. Ford ZX2, available with 130 horsepower, 16-valve Z-Tech engine. Both are loaded with extras, and both with $1,500 cash back. Break out with Ford Escort and ZX2. They're built to last. Only from your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
The Phillies home opener. Kite Man, Roland, the color, the crowd, the excitement, the tradition, the Braves. Monday, April 12th at 3:05. Call 463-1000 or order online at Phillies.com.
Just put one cheek like this, and I'll put the other cheek like this, and then you smile. If you're smiling, then You'll make people very, very happy. I'm going to teach you how to smile in different shapes. I can smile like this. I can smile like this. My mom taught me how to smile.
Hampton Inn, one of the few nice places still around.
Well, it's not too late to get on board for Phillies season tickets $19.99. There are 11 different plans to choose from, including 13 Sundays with box seats for as little as $256 or 16 game plans, box seats as little as $208. The most convenient way you can enjoy all the good times in a stress-free way. Have your own seat to Phillies baseball. For information, call 215-463-5000. Doug Glanville opened the game with a base hit his first time up. Braves leading at 2-1. We are in the third. 1-1 to Glanville. Hit off the low breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike. Ivan's control led to the Phillies' second inning run. He hit a batsman and walked Ron Gamp. First 2 batters he faced. Brogna was hit by a pitch ball, scoring. Poked into center field, but Andrew Jones glides to it for out number 1. 1 down here in the third. LA. Any shallow thought for the day?
That time again, huh?
Yes, it is.
That you'd never ask. Is there really such a thing as an optical illusion, or does it just look that way?
LA's shallow thought for the day as Marlon Anderson strokes a base hit to right field. Marlon Anderson, who had an excellent spring, is a 1-out base runner. Brings on Scott Rowland.
Marlon Anderson really doesn't care if it's a left-hander or right-hander. Glavine gets this ball up and over the middle of the plate. Marlon just turns on it. He does not give ground to the left-handers. He is going to be exciting to watch this year, I really, truly believe.
Rowland lined into a double play his first time up. 1-0 to Scott Rowland.
Glanville really helps himself in holding runners at first base because he's got a real, Glavine, he got a real quick delivery to the plate. Being left-handed too, you can't go first move.
So we probably will not see Philly base runners taking many liberties against Glavine. Anderson stole 24 last year at Strand Wilkes-Barre, where he's the International League Rookie of the Year. Towering fly ball foul down the right field side and into the crowd. 2-1 to count to Scott Rowland.
Most base running, I think, against Glavine is either you just try and guess with him that he's not throwing over, or that you're going to hit and run. Jordan goes over there, just runs out of room.
He's wide with that one. 3 balls and a strike to Scott Rowland. Rico Brogna waits on deck.
Well, if they are going to run, this is the time to do it.
Drive into deep left center field. Out of here. Home run, Scott Rowland, as he crushes his first home run of the year and gives the Phillies a 3-2 lead.
Well, not only did Marlon Anderson run, but Scott Rowland ran, both of them all the way around the bases. Glanville behind 3-1 just came up with a fastball, got it up, and Rowland crushed it. You're just sitting fastball and you're looking for something middle in. That's one thing, and that ball is right down the middle. One thing Roland had said this spring, he wants to start looking more for pitches middle in and try and hit him out, and he did just that.
One strike to Rico Brogna, was hit by a pitch ball his first time up. So the Phils have taken a 3-2 lead here in the third inning. On the count to Brogna. One ball and 2 strikes to Rico Brogna. Scott Rowland, 31 home runs last year. There's no ceiling on what he might do this year. Every year he gets a little bit better.
You just don't know. I mean, there's so much he can do.
Brogna fouls it out of play. One and 2 to Rico Brogna. 1 out, 2 runs across. Reaches out and lofts a fly ball that Andrew Jones called off by Otis Nixon. Nixon kind of caught that ball at the last minute. Looked like Jones had it all the way, but Otis Nixon makes the catch, 2 down.
I think one of the problems is Andrew Jones covers so much ground out there. Sometimes the outfielders don't realize there's anybody else there, and he is. He just gliding. Maddox said he is as good as he's ever seen out there.
And 20 outfield assists last year. 1 strike to Ron Gant, who walked his first time up.
He also got his first Gold Glove.
Yeah.
Only had 2 errors and 435 chances.
Foul to the screen. A balls and 2 strikes to Ron Gant. Phils have taken a 3-2 lead on Scott Rowland's 2-run home run. It's wide 1 and 2 to Gant. Second strikeout for Glavine. That'll be it for the Phillies, but the Phils take the lead on Rowland's 2-run homer. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and none left. We go to the bottom of the third. Phils 3, Braves 2.
They have substance, integrity. They're the individual pieces that contribute to a greater good, making lives less worrisome, futures more secure. They are the agents of New York life. Their humanity is the stone with which this company was built. They are why New York Life is the company you keep.
Your best move.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Dodge dealers and by New York Life. Well, Kurt Schilling has a 3-2 lead thanks to his third baseman Scott Rowland. Otis Nixon will lead it off for the Braves here in the bottom of the third. Nixon has played in the big leagues for the Yankees, for Cleveland, for Montreal, for Atlanta, for Boston, for Texas, for Toronto, for the Dodgers, and for the Twins. Seen through a few teams, hasn't he?
Sounds like an ad for Major League Baseball.
Otis is 40 years young. Just missing. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Otis Nixon. He's putting it right where he wants to, and he's not getting a call. Glavin's not getting that much of a call either. He did against Rutherford, but
we just asked Dana DeMuth, was that ball outside, and he said, yeah. It's the one thing he can't do. Kurt Schilling cannot let that get to him.
Line drive to left field, but Gant is there. Otis Nixon is retired, 1 down. I think with that in mind, you're not going to see a big strikeout game by Schilling. You know, he thought he had Nixon struck out there. Actually, he thought he had Chipper Jones struck out in the first inning, but did not.
Well, it's going to be tough here for a couple innings with those shadows coming across in front of home plate. You see it right there.
Brett Boone lined out to right his first time up. Slider for a strike. 1-1 the count to Brett Boone. This with his slider, 2-1. Shortstop Desi Relaford gobbles it up. A low throw dug out by Rico Brogna, who time and time again saves his infielders' errors, and he did it again.
Desi got that ball and he got it, had plenty of time, and just kind of lollipopped it over there. He takes his time, gets his feet set, has a grip on it, and just doesn't really throw it. But
best I ever saw. Scooping low throws.
There is no doubt in my mind. They got to change a Gold Glove. The name, just call it the Rico Brogna glove.
Now here's Chipper. He walked and scored a run his first time up. Fouls it back and out of play.
There's 50 pitches already for Schill, which is not bode well.
Now we're in the third inning. Schill, of course, led the majors in complete games, but the number of pitches he's throwing this afternoon, unlikely that he'd be able to toil 9. 0-2 the count to Chipper Jones. It's been a hell of a lot of hitters 0-2. Haven't been able to put them away.
I think a lot due to the fact that he just is not comfortable with that split. He got a lot of strikeouts last year with it. Even if he doesn't get it, they have to be aware of it. If he's not throwing it, they're not aware of it.
Did he go? Sam Holbrook says no.
There you see a case. Schilling 0-2 throwing a slider instead of the splitter. Boy, that's close.
Yeah, it is. 1-2 to Chipper Jones. Just got his bat on the ball and beats it foul. Still 1-2.
My might have been a splitter there. A splitter or a straight change. He was Chipper Jones well out in front of that pitch.
Chipper stays alive. Another foul ball. With the number of pitches that Schilling is throwing here, you know, we know that we don't know how many he's going to be able to throw as the game goes on. We know that Brantley is the closer. Who will be the setup man?
I would have to say Wayne Gomes based on what happened last year, although Wayne Gomes did not have a good spring.
Struck him out. Third strikeout for Schilling. That'll be it for the Braves in the third. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. Chris Wheeler joins Larry Anderson in the fourth after 3. It's 3-2 Phillies.
Boom! Base hit left center field. Oh, Los Angeles Dodgers, April 30th, May 1st. Got it. May 2nd, Fanatic's birthday. Catch, good night, a double play. Swing and a miss, struck. San Diego Padres, May 3rd and 4th. May 5th, Business Person Special. Chip, home run! Can you believe it?
The Hers don't use just any potatoes. But then the Hers don't make just any potato chip. Make the great taste of Hers yours.
The promise of the internet is not in the future. It's now. The bandwidth to change everything. Ride the light.
Hey, Jen, look at this.
Read it to me.
It says here Keystone has been voted the #1 HMO in the greater Philadelphia area.
How about doctors?
#1. #1 in hospitals and specialists, too.
Keystone is run by Independence Blue Cross, right?
Yeah. You know, it says here they were #1 in all 11 categories of the CARE data study.
What do you think?
I think we want the #1 health plan for us.
Keystone, the #1 ranked HMO in the greater Philadelphia area. Another reason you can lean on us.
Larry Anderson, Chipper Jones is a tough out for Curt Schilling, and he looked like he almost threw one of those Greg Maddux fastballs and moved in.
Well, looking at the replay, it buckled Chipper. You see, he freezes him. He just gives up on it and comes back right to the corner.
Yeah.
If Schilling does that, forget it.
Really? I mean, we don't see him throw that pitch. I mean, that's a Greg Maddux type fastball. Good ball game through 3 innings as Bobby Abreu leads it off. A little tapper right back to Glavine. Abreu is retired. He is 0 for 2, 1 away here in the 4th inning. Schedule poster, that'll be on Sunday, April the 18th at 1:35 against the Florida Marlins. Big colorful schedule poster for all fans, perfect for hanging anywhere to refer to all season long. So make your plans to come out. Order your tickets by phone 215-463-1000 or anytime online at Phillies.com. A pure family day. Mike Lieberthal has a 19-game hitting streak here early in the season. Amazing. He had that hitting streak in spring training. First at bat, first pitch, base hit, RBI for him. 1 ball and no strikes. Pop up, shallow center field. Brett Boone gone back. He waves off Andrew Jones. Now Jones comes on in, makes the play 2 down.
That looked like the same pitch that Lieberthal got his first base hit on. He just looked like he tried to pull that one a little bit, pulled off of it some. I think Glavine with 51 pitches. He's up there also, as well as Curt Schilling.
He had a long 2nd inning, and Schill, of course, had the long 1st inning. Schill was ahead of everybody, too, in that 1st inning and still threw quite a few pitches. 2 outs, nobody on base, and 0-2 on Chipper Jones, and wound up in a long inning.
Well, we talked about not using his splitter. He's just not comfortable with it. Not using as much as he has in the past.
Yeah, it looked like Javi Lopez hurt him on a high slider.
Yeah, it was. Belt high. Something he could reach.
Desi Relaford called out on strikes on a pitch that was high and outside. Really one of the few pitches Dana DeMuth has called that is off the plate today for either one of these pitchers.
Yeah, Dana's one of those umpires where you pretty much have to have that ball on the plate.
Yeah, and Glavine and Maddux, 2 guys especially, who like to start it off the plate and see what happens. And if they get that call early in the game, they just stay there.
Yep.
Desi, a little one-hopper at Brett Boone, and Booney throws him out. An easy inning for Glavine, his best of the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Phils lead it by a run.
Beer is the best it can be at the brewery, fresh and at its peak of taste. Light, heat, and age are all enemies of beer that work against its taste from the moment it leaves the brewery. Budweiser's 12 local breweries ensure that your Budweiser is fresh and has not been subject to long trips. So you might say your Budweiser has less miles on it, and that means it'll taste like it does straight from its source.
Fireman. My dad has this real important job with this big fancy office where he's the boss. He always eats lunch at these big fancy restaurants. And after he's done saving the world, we go home and play. I'd give him a 10. I drew a picture of you.
The 1999 Camry. Even heroes need a car.
Monday on the Sentinel.
He's a man, he's a heat, he's a man, he's a heat. Back on the beat, he's a man, he's a heat.
Who says white men can't jump?
You got some special skills. Start using them.
The Sentinel is out to slam dunk a desperate gambler who's shaving points.
This whole thing is about money.
And killing players.
I need you to throw the game. You got it!
This sport can be murder.
I should kick your ass.
Now that Ellison's got game. The Sentinel.
Tonight at 9 on UPN 57.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Now's the perfect time to enjoy a brewery fresh, Beechwood aged Budweiser. And by your Toyota dealers. We are in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. And yet another division championship banner for these Atlanta Braves, truly the team of the 90s. And they have the All-Star game coming up here in the year 2000. Look what they've done in the 90s.
We're going to have to build another stadium just to put new banners up.
You know, it was interesting. They had Chipper Jones and Greg Maddux quoted today, you know, about people second-guessing them. That, you know, they've only been in one World Series in the 90s. And both of them said basically, well, who would you rather have played for in the 90s? Other than the Atlanta Braves. Pretty good. Nobody. Yeah. Here's Brian Jordan in his first year in Atlanta uniform. It's a fly ball to deep left field. This ball is gone. Kurt Schilling came inside a little bit to Brian Jordan, and he hit a home run, his first in an Atlanta Braves uniform, and we are tied at 3.
The last time up against Brian Jordan, he was going away, and then came in with the fastball. Jordan pulled his hands in a little bit, hits a ground ball in the hole to short. Schilling starts him off. It looked like trying to come in with a fastball inside. The thing about it, early in the count, good strong hitters, they look for something middle in to drive out of the park, and it looks like Schill got it for him. Actually, Lieberthal was sitting out away. This is just a mistake by Schill. See, that ball just, you could just see it when it came out of his hand there. It just, when he let it go, it was not going in the direction he wanted it to, and Brian Jordan just turned on it.
Javi Lopez, the batter, doubled in 2 in the first inning, so we're all knotted up at 3. There you see the Phillies with one more hit. Brian Jordan, who played here for the Atlanta Falcons for a while and lives in Atlanta, and very happy to be a member of the Braves. Lopez swings and misses at a breaking ball. Yeah, I mean, on that replay, as you say, you could see where Lieberthal was set up away, and that ball just tailed right into his happy zone.
Almost looked like Schill just tried to get a little too much on it and pulled off the ball and left his arm a little behind him.
Low 2-1.
That is something you very rarely see Kurt Schilling do. Miss a fastball away. When he misses down or away. You very rarely see him make a mistake when he's trying to go away.
Taps one towards third, rolling on the run. Gloves, throws him out, one away. It was Scott Rowland with his first defensive play of the year, and a ho-hummer for him on a play that wasn't that easy.
The thing about it, he's just so aware of who's running, who's doing what, knows that he's got time. He comes in, not really a rush for him to do anything, and just, I mean, he's so good. He's so smart, intelligent. Knows what's going on all the time.
National League Rookie of the Year 1 year, National League Gold Glove third baseman last year. Still more honors to come, although he'll tell you he could care less about individual honors.
He said he wants to win now.
Klesko the batter, and it's a breaking ball in the dirt for ball one. He popped the short his first time up. Ryan Klesko now the first baseman with Andres Galarraga out for the year. It'll be interesting to see how he does against left-handed pitching, whether they wind up using Brian Hunter or not in a platoon situation. Phillies will use all right-handers in this series, so we won't know unless they would face Boljarek next week in Philadelphia.
Well, it's one thing Don Baylor said when he came over. He wanted to cut down on the strikeouts with this ball club and try and manufacture more runs.
Relaford has to take it on that second hop, and he throws that one low. Phillies get a break. It bounced off the screen of the dugout, so it'll just be one base, and we'll see how they score.
They scored it a hit.
As he's made two terrible throws in this game.
That one he had to hurry a little more because of that hop. The way this ball hits in front of the plate, it might have hit the plate, and then it kind of comes back towards Desi. But I mean, he had time. He had to hurry it. But when you throw from that sidearm angle, as you see there, 99 times out of 100, it's going to be low. You have to start that ball higher.
Right, Enrico Brogna catches so many of those. He caught one earlier in the game, not able to come up with that. It scored an infield single. And here's Andrew Jones, who struck out his first time up, and he pops one up right side. Brogna has a play in foul territory, looking into the sunshine. 2 outs, and Jones's career offer against Schilling continues.
Well, it's been a while since Andrew Jones has had a base hit because he ended spring training 0 for 18.
Yeah, and he has quite an offer going against the Phillies, which we will not talk about until he finally breaks it. It's one against Schilling and one against the ball club overall. Walt Weiss, the batter.
There's Don Baylor, the hitting coach. Came over after being fired from Colorado as a manager. He said he wants to try and manufacture runs for this ball club. He said when you get down to the playoff, you can sit back, and his club has sat back a lot and waited for the big home run, the big ball. But when you get to the playoffs and the World Series, you have to manufacture runs because you're facing tougher pitching. You can't just sit back and wait for the long ball.
Weiss pulled away from that fastball, and it was called a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Another thing Don Baylor said, he said he felt that the offense was a little unprepared going into the playoffs last year, where guys weren't really thinking about situations, who was pitching, where they threw the ball, that type of thing.
Strike call in the outside corner. Yeah, well, I mean, that's so, people forget when you go into the playoffs, postseason play. I mean, most teams that get there have pretty good pitchers to get to that point.
That's why they get there, right?
And so all of a sudden you don't get into those slugfest you get into during the season, not that often anyway. And you have to play the little ball. Braves have a lot of power in this lineup, even with Galarraga gone. Weiss fouls one away. Shadow is now right about just past the mound, as you see there, and it could be getting a little bit tougher to hit, at least for a while. When does it get better?
I think once that pitcher's mound is completely in shadows and maybe up towards, close to second base, then it's a lot better. But when the toughest part is when it's right in between the mound and home plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Weiss with Glavine on deck. Quick move over to first, and back in time is Ryan Klesko. Stole 2 bases in spring training in 2 attempts. Not likely to run.
Klesko didn't have a big lead, but Schilling showed a pretty quick move over there. Don't see him throw over to first too often.
Schilling holds runners on real well. Breaking ball foul off his foot at home plate. I think Curt Schilling's one of those guys that tries to find things about his game and improve them, and his move is better.
It is, and he's a big guy, but he showed quick feet there and a snap throw. But he's quick to the plate. He starts. He already has his balance back on that back leg, which you have to get to at any point. But he starts with that weight back there. See that weight's back on that back leg.
Missed with a breaking ball. He has to be one of the tougher power pitchers to run on, because normally a power pitcher has takes more time to get the ball to home plate, and as you mentioned, he doesn't.
I think it starts by if you get yourself in a situation where your weight's already back, you have to have that weight back when you start. But he starts with it already back there.
There goes Klesko. The line drive to right field. Abreu. Oh no, it gets away from him. And Klesko's going to score all the way from first base. Weiss is on his way to third. Anderson's throw is late. We'll see how they score. But the Braves lead it 4-3 as Klesko running on the play scores from first base.
Well, Bobby Abreu came in with this ball, was about knee high. And I don't know if he just lost it coming in there or what, but did not look like he had clean glove on it at all. Schilling gets a fastball, a little bit too much of the plate, but it's a catchable ball there. Bobby looked like he just got his glove down too far.
Right off the heel, Andy.
His heel or his wrist, maybe.
Yeah, it looked right off the heel of the glove and kicked away.
I'm going to score that a triple.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, that ball should have been caught. So 2 plays in this inning that might have been made are not made, and the Braves take the lead 4-3. And Glavine, the batter. He hits a high chopper. Tough play. Anderson throws. Good play, Marlon Anderson, to save a run. 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits, and 1 man left on base. Atlanta goes back on top 4-3.
Home opener, April 12th, Atlanta Braves. April 14th and 15th, Florida Marlins. April 16th, 17th, and 18th. Call 215-463-1000.
I can grant you 8 wishes.
8?
8 wishes.
I'm serious. I can give you 9.
Really? 9 wishes. 9.
New Win for Life. 8 chances at $1,000 a week for life, plus a 9th chance to win instant cash. So stop wishing and start winning.
The Hers don't use just any potatoes. But then the Hers don't make just any potato chip. Make the great taste of Hers yours.
In Havertown, things like honesty and hard work lead to success. And trust is measured over time. We're the only electric company that's been a trusted friend and neighbor here for the last 100 years. And we're backing up that trust with guaranteed savings to all our customers. Because it's your choice. Pico Energy. No doubt about it.
Atlanta leads this one by a score of 4-3. Tonight at 8, tiny people have invaded Dilbert's workplace. Can anyone stop them before they destroy the office? Find out on an all-new Dilbert tonight at 8 on UPN 57. Nice crowd here today at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium on opening day. Game time temperature, they said, was around 82 degrees. A lot of fun here. They have all kinds of things for you to do in this beautiful ballpark. And they are building Turner Beach out there in deep right center field. That's going to be part of the landscape here. Here's a pitcher comparison, Andy.
Well, it's pretty similar. And a couple of plays that were not made really cost Schilling an extra run there.
Turner Field here, Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Across the street is now a parking lot. 1 ball and 1 strike on Schilling. Pat Corrales was showing me that Turner Beach. It says Turner Beach coming this summer. They're going to put a sauna or something up there. I don't know what a place this is. A pool. It would be like Arizona. There it is, Turner Beach.
Oh, up top there.
Yeah, see way up there?
Yeah.
A little topper over the mound. Weiss gets a big hop, and Walt throws out Shane one away.
I venture to say that there won't be balls hit into that pool like there is in Arizona.
No, they're not going to hit one up there. Don't forget the 6-game packs, a brand new way to enjoy the Phillies at 99. Phillies 6-game pack. They come with a free 7th game versus either the champion Yankees or Cal Ripken Jr. and the Orioles when you purchase any one of the various Phillies 6-game pack. See, they start as low as $36. Call 215-463-1000, or you can order online at Phillies.com. That's evidently a very popular way to order your Phillies ticket through the internet. Doug Glanville, the batter, he's hit it hard twice. Started the game with a single to left field and lined out to Andrew Jones, who plays him in right center field. It's got to be all of a sudden a tough sun field out there towards right and right center. Maybe Abreu lost that ball in the sun, as you alluded to.
That could be. If you look at the shadows on the first baseman, second baseman out there, they're looking right into it. The shadows directly behind him, so that sun's coming right down at him.
Glanville hits it right where Andrew Jones is stationed. 2 down. He is smooth.
The thing about it, for a young player, he positions himself well out there. Not just getting a great jump on the ball, but he knows where to play hitters.
Bobby Wine followed the Phillies for the last 10 games of spring training, and I'm sure they're also using his brilliant scouting reports.
Most definitely.
Hard to use that word brilliant with Wino, huh? Marlon Anderson takes a breaking ball for a strike. He put down a perfect sacrifice bunt in the first inning, then singled to right in the third and scored. He hit a first ball fastball last time up, and Glavine just started him with a hook. Another breaking ball misses, 1-1. Marlon in his rookie season did well with the Phillies in a September recall last year. He made a terrific play on that ball Glavine hit to end the 4th inning, or another run would have scored.
Yeah, that with Klesko on third. I mean, that's Glanville runs fairly well. Marlon almost looked like he wasn't going to be able to get the throw off. He didn't get a lot on it because his momentum was taking him away from the bag, but he did everything else right and got it there in time.
Another breaking ball. He's seen a bunch of hooks, it looks like, in this at bat after hurting Glavine with a fastball last time.
I'm having a heck of a time with Glanville and Glavine.
Yeah, I know you said that, but I just want to let it go.
That might be the second or third time.
Check swing, cut off by Chipper Jones. Just got Marlon Anderson at first base. Nice play by Jones. So Glavine has consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Through 4.5, Braves by 1.
Cincinnati Reds, April 27th, 28th, and 29th. Los Angeles Dodgers, April 30th, May 1st, May 2nd, Fanatic's birthday. Call 215-463-1000.
Make your next move your best move.
Richard is 6 years old. He likes doing what normal kids do, but he has asthma. I encourage him to play a lot of sports. He's trying to be a normal kid. The Connections program has done wonderful things for us. My family and I are very grateful to them.
The Asthma Connections Health Management Program from Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Another reason you can lean on us.
Dodge Stump the Experts trivia question time, sent in by Garrett Cantor of Richboro, Pennsylvania. Curt Schilling has started the Phillies' last 3 opening days. That includes this afternoon. Who was their opening day starter in 1996? Thank you to Garrett Cantor from Richboro, and we'll think that one over. If you want to send in a question, there it is, www.phillies.com. We have a lot of fun with these throughout the year. Thinking about that one, huh?
Yeah, I'm lost.
Otis Nixon, the batter. Otis Nixon, now 40 years of age, turned 40 in January. Makes his home now in Alpharetta, north of Atlanta. Born in Evergreen, North Carolina. And he hits a fly ball to left field, shallow. Gant coming on in, and for the second time today, Ron Gant retires Otis Nixon, who is 0 for 3, one away. Tomorrow we will be back on UPN 57, the Phillies and the Braves. Game time will be at 7:30 here on UPN 57. And then Comcast Sportsnet, our first regular season telecast of the year, will be Wednesday night at 7:30 from right here at Turner Field. Phillies and the Braves for 4 before they move on to Florida for 3 games. Brett Boone, the batter. Brett hit it hard to right his first time up and then grounded to short in the 3rd.
That's the case right there. That pitch, I have no idea where that pitch is. That looked like it was right there.
That one was 101. Brett starting his career in the Seattle organization, then had some good years with the Reds, coming over here in the Denny Nagel deal. And Nagel starts the season for Cincinnati on the disabled list. Cincinnati loses their opener today to the Giants in a slugfest, 11-8. Boone swings and misses. Reds had an 8-6 lead in that one. Both teams used 5 pitchers, and there were a total of 5 homers in that ball game. 3 by the Reds, 2 by the Giants. 2-2 on Brett Boone. There's another fly ball to right field. Abreu right there makes the play, 2 outs. So Boone and Nixon are 0 for 6, yet the Braves lead this one 4-3.
Well, these are toughest plays. The line drives right at you. It looks like he gets down there. Maybe the sun had something to do with that last error with it. He's got his hat down low and squatted down to make the catch.
No sunglasses. Chipper Jones has swung at the first pitch all 3 times today. Fouls that one out of play. He has walked, scored a run, and struck out. Jones maybe trying a new approach to, or not a new approach, maybe the same approach, because he's had pretty good numbers against Schill throughout his career. A great spring training. 481 batting average, 4 homers, 12 runs batted, and also had 6 doubles. Had the top batting average in the National League. Mike Lieberthal the second best. Off speed and a swing and a miss, 1-2. Got him way out front on that. Got him again. Struck him out. So Curt Schilling has a real strong 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 5 on opening day, and it's 4-3 Atlanta.
The promise of the internet is not in the future. It's now. The bandwidth to change everything. Ride the light.
Murphy, I want you to pick my wife up from the airport. Her name is Thelma.
I'm Thelma.
Really?
Really?
Camry's extra value package with CD player and 6 speakers and a power driver's seat.
Thanks for the ride.
No problem, Mrs. Burns.
Who's Mrs. Burns?
Did we mention anti-lock brakes? The 1999 Camry. At least the road will be smooth.
Iverson breaks his ankles, gets 2 and a foul. Snow for Lynch, back to Eric. No, Geiger. It's Iverson's show right now. The floater is gone. Lynch has been wonderful tonight. The fake on Ferry, got 2. Backdoor it goes. Oh, slammed for 2. Iverson spots Grant at the last moment. Iverson challenges. Oh, no, what a shot. Iverson up top again for Hughes, who slams for 2.
Dodge Stump the Experts trivia time. This was sent in by Garrett Cantor of Richboro. Kurt Schilling has started the Phils last 3 opening days. Who was their opening day starter? 1996. Andy, take a shot at it.
Tommy Green.
I'm going to say Terry Mulholland.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't know if he was there in 96.
Sid Fernandez.
That was my next guess. Good question.
That must have been his only start of the year. You know he had to go into the DL role soon after that. Roland hits a changeup right at Chipper Jones, who throws him out. Scott had hit it hard his first 2 times up, a line out and a 2-run home run. Glavine starts him with a changeup there, 1 away. There is Chipper Jones, one of the premier players in either league. Rico Bronya, the batter. He was hit by pitches first time up and then flied out, and you held your breath because it looked like it hit him on the wrist.
Yeah.
Right wrist.
Scary. Starting to get some of those shadows again right in front of home plate now.
A lot weaker swings going on down there too.
I think that's where it comes into play the most. You get a breaking ball, and that's with that shadow there. You got it's in the shadow, then there's sun right in front of the plate, then you're standing in the shade, and you just don't pick up the rotation on the ball that well.
Glavine misses outside, a ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Ron Gant. 4-5-0 for the Atlanta Braves, 3-4-0 for the Phillies. Javi Lopez, the catcher. Well, you see Eddie Perez in the ballgame here tomorrow night because Perez normally catches Greg Maddux. Well, they have a nice situation with those 2 guys.
And a lefty Tim McCarver situation.
Fly ball, shallow left center field. Andrew Jones in perfect position. 2 away.
Well, watching Andrew Jones on that ball, it almost looks as though he's going in that direction before the ball's even hit there. And he's so smooth. Greg Maddux likes to stand out in center field during BP, stand behind Andrew Jones and try and get jumps on balls, see if he can keep up with him. He just said he's incredible at first step. When the ball's hit, it's over.
Yeah, you don't teach that either. As Bobby Cox looks on, you remember the little confrontation they had last year when Cox yanked him out of a ball game when he loafed on a fly ball to center field, and Andrew Jones hasn't come close to doing that again.
No.
Bobby Cox saying, I just thought the young man was not showing respect for the game, and I got him out of it.
And you respect Bobby Cox for doing it.
Amen. Gant is 0 for 1. He's walked and struck out. Nubs one off the end of the bat to Brad Mills, the first base coach. He'll make a fan happy. Gant, of course, breaking in with the Atlanta Braves and their organization. He was a second baseman when he first came up. Struggled with that position, found a home in the outfield, and brought his bat alive. Two and one. On deck, Bobby Abreu. Glavine, after throwing the 2-run home run to Scott Rowland with 1 out in the 3rd inning, has retired 10 in a row, including the side in order in the 4th and 5th. He has 2 outs and nobody on base here in the 6th. Glavine a lot of times will not give in with a fastball when he's behind in the count, as he showed there.
And also with the left-hander on deck, he's probably thinking about that. Got a guy that's got tons of power at the plate. You just don't want to give in. You got 2 outs, a left-hander on deck.
There's a changeup Lopez just called. Now Glavine one fastball away. And he taps it towards second. Brett Boone, an easy play, and Glavine is in a real good groove for the Atlanta Braves. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Phil Still trail this one by 1.
Boom! Base hit left center field. Oh, what Los Angeles Dodgers, April 30th, May 1st. Got it. May 2nd, Fanatics birthday. Catch, good night, a double play. Swing and a man struck. San Diego Padres, May 3rd and 4th. May 5th, Business Person Special.
Home run! Can you believe it?
Get ready to break out at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Save big on a huge selection of cars and trucks, like Ford Taurus, just $229 a month. Ford Taurus, the only vehicle in its class with the government's highest safety rating, 5 stars. A powerful standard V6 that's built to last. Now just $229 a month. It's time to break out with Ford Taurus, only from your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Adolphus Busch went to Germany every summer looking at different breweries, and he wrote a series of letters back to his son. September the 20th, 1897. I would advise that we buy the finest growths of barley as soon as we can. We cannot make fine malt from inferior barley, and we cannot make fine beer from inferior malt.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer just tastes better. And by your Quality Plus Ford dealers. The ball game here at Turner Field, opening day in Atlanta. Phillies and the Braves. Curt Schilling against Tom Glavine. Braves have put 2 spots up in the 1st and 4th inning, lead it by a run. Brian Jordan. Nice debut for him. You see, he has an infield single and a solo home run. Grounded towards third on one big hop for Scott Rowland. He throws out Jordan, retired for the first time today, 1 away. Fanatics' birthday is coming up on Sunday, May the 2nd. The Los Angeles Dodgers, a lot of people think they're going to win the West. They're in town. And the Fanatic celebrates his birthday. Fans 14 and under get a Fanatic beanbag and fun Beach Jams attire. That's compliments of Mellon PSFS. A family fun day at the Vet. Always a good time when the Fanatic celebrates his birthday. Call 215-463-1000. You can make that call right now. Or you can order on the intercom. Your tickets, Phillies.com. On the internet, I mean. That ball hit Schilling's foot. Picks it up and throws out Javi Lopez.
Not sure how he fielded that. Looked like he almost turned around with it between his legs. But Schilling, good fielding pitcher. It was. Turned around and can't catch it, knock it down. That's what he does. This one is usually Schilling ends up square to the hitter. It looks like came up and hit the back of his left spike and goes and picks it up and easily gets him.
We have 2 guys today, and Tom Glavine and Curt Schilling, that can do a lot of things to help themselves. Now, he's obviously not trying to stop a ball with his foot, but he'll do what he can. They're both good fielders. They hold runners on. Schilling getting better with the bat. And Glavine has been a good hitter for a long time. Klesko lived on that infield single off Desi Relaford in the 4th inning. And he's also popped up. Losing Andres Galarraga is huge.
Oh. 44 home runs, 121 RBIs that you lose out of the 4th spot in that lineup.
2 outs, nobody on. Klesko swings and misses 1 and 2. Schilling threw a splitter that time, it appeared. He also threw a breaking ball last time to get Chipper Jones out, which is something you don't see a whole lot from Schilling.
Almost like he looked like he's getting him way out in front with this slider, and he may be choking it a little bit. It's not a big break, but it is some break, plus it's off speed.
There's a fastball right down the middle, struck him out looking, and Schill has retired the Braves in order in consecutive innings. Our thanks to Larry Anderson. Harry Callis back in the 7th. Phil's trail by 1.
Home opener, April 12th, Atlanta Braves. April 14th and 15th, Florida Marlins. April 16th, 17th, and 18th. Call 215-463-1000.
To carry the weight, to withstand any burden, to provide enduring security takes strength. Strength beyond people's means. It's the financial strength in every life insurance policy New York Life has ever written. Strength is the steel this company was built around. It's what makes New York Life the company you keep.
You may know Marty Weinberg is a tough Philadelphia prosecutor, but he's also been a teacher who's just as tough when it comes to improving education. The Weinberg Plan: have the superintendent report directly to the mayor. No more passing the buck. Set stricter standards for students and schools, and take disruptive kids out of the classroom. Marty Weinberg, a tough prosecutor who knows how to fight crime, an outstanding teacher who knows how to improve our schools. Isn't that what we need from our next mayor?
Totals in the ball game. The Braves with 5 hits, the Phillies with 4. Curt Schilling is due to bat 4th in the 7th inning. And you see the Phillies trailing by a run, so they get left-hander Yorkis Perez up in the bullpen. I guess the situation will dictate whether or not Terry Francona would hit for Curt Schilling. Bobby Abreu, Mike Lieberthal, Desi Relaford, and then Schilling due to bat in the 7th inning. Good ball game here on opening day at Turner Field in Atlanta. And back for play-by-play, here's Harry Callis.
All right, thanks, Wheels. Tom Glavine has settled in. He has retired 11 in a row as we move to the 7th inning. Phillies trail by a run. Bobby Abreu is hit into a fielder's choice, grounded back to the mound. One strike to Abreu. Bouncing ball tapped to shortstop. Weiss did not get Abreu, who flew down that first base line. He has an infield single to lead off the 7th.
Harry, you said it right. He flew down. He really got out of the box in a hurry because he was almost running when he hits this ball. Watch how he hits it right off the end of the bat, and he gets a great jump. Weiss didn't do anything wrong here. He comes on, makes a strong throw, and Bobby Abreu just beat the play.
Great hustle by Abreu, and that breaks a string of 11 in a row. Retired by Glavine. It'll bring on Mike Lieberthal. Lieberthal is singled and flied out to center.
Mike Remlinger up in the bullpen now for the Braves, a left-hander. They also have a right-hander up out there. There's the left-hander.
And Bobby Abreu with that infield single. That's his first ever hit against Tom Glavine.
And the right-hander is Kevin McGlinchey, who we've heard so much about.
Line drive hit to right field off the bat of Mike Lieberthal, and the Phillies have their first 2 men on base here in the 7th inning. Now you've got a situation with Curt Schilling scheduled to hit next. Do you bunt Desi Relaford here?
Well, if you bunt him, then you're telling everybody that Schilling's out of the game.
Right.
And Schilling's headed back towards the dugout just to talk to Terry Francona. Here's Mike Lieberthal, who's just hit rocket after rocket during the spring, and he comes right back here at the start of the season and keeps it going. Bobby Abreu, he has to hold at second. Now Brian Jordan bobbles this ball just a little bit. See, and he saw it right there, but it was too late.
Desi Relaford is struck out and grounded out. He is bunting, takes high, snap throw to second base. Abreu gets back.
Well, we said, you know, if you bunt here, that normally means you're going to pinch hit for your pitcher.
Yeah. Schilling is in the on-deck circle, but if Desi does indeed get the runners up, then Curt would be lifted. Curt has thrown 89 pitches. Bunts it foul.
It's the first game of the season, but this is a perfect example of why the DH is no fun. You don't have these kind of situations.
Yeah.
Manager gets so much heat put on him here. There's Bobby Cox, who's used to it, along with Leo Mazzoni. Terry Francona in his 3rd year as a Phil skipper. I mean, managers in the American League don't have to make these decisions.
No. But now, if indeed the bunt is on and they're going to take Schilling out, Desi, who had 10 sacrifices last year, needs to get it down. He does, nicely fielded by Lopez. Good thing he got to it in a hurry. He gets Relaford. A good sacrifice by Desi Relaford. Moves the runners to 2nd and 3rd, and Kevin Sefcik will come out and bat for Curt Schilling.
Here's the bunt, and as Harry says, a real good bunt. Nice play by Javi Lopez to jump on this and throw Relaford out, who did his job.
Why Sefcik rather than Kevin Jordan, or would it be the thought that maybe an intentional walk here sort of thing?
Well,
and you would waste Kevin Jordan?
I think as much as anything, Harry, that they have confidence Sefcik's going to make contact here, and the Braves will probably play the infield back and concede a tying run at home in the 7th inning. Right. And I would think that Terry Francona feels this is his best shot at contact.
So Sefcik comes on with the runners at 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Phillies down by a run.
And your point about whether or not they would walk Kevin Jordan, sure, that might factor into it, because then you lose your top pinch hitter without swinging the bat.
Sefcik hit .314 last year for the Phils. 1 ball and no strikes to him.
And they will play the infield back, and the middle's up on the corners. So a ground ball towards the middle of the diamond ties the ball game. There you see the defense.
Missing wide, 2 balls and no strikes to Kevin Sefcik.
He hasn't called many of them.
No,
he hasn't called many of them today, and that pitch was way off the plate. Now, Glavine gets a lot of these from other umpires, but it usually starts in the 1st inning when he gets them. Well, watch where this is. I mean, that's not even close.
And we'll get a guy to swing, and he fouls it off the end of the bat, so it's 2-2 to Kevin Sefcik.
Totally changes a hitter's approach when that pitch is called on him, because as you say, then they'll get him to chase a little more, because that pitch was outside and he went after it. He called one on Relaford early in the game in a key spot.
Popped him up. Shallow left center field. Andrew Jones takes charge, and the runners will have to hold, and that is a big out for Tom Glavine, out number 2 in the inning.
Yeah, and he came inside. All the pitches were away in that at bat, and then came inside. Now Bobby Cox coming out to the mound. This is his first trip, so it's either a conversation or he's going to go get Glavine.
I think probably talking about Glanville. Do they want to put him on with first base open and go after the rookie left-hand hitting Marlon Anderson?
Yeah, and sometimes a manager will give a veteran pitcher a little leeway in this situation, see how he feels about it.
So Bobby Cox heads back to the dugout, and we'll see what they decide to do with Glanville, who is 1 for 3. Curt Schilling going 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. He struck out 5 while walking 1. And he is finished for the day.
You're going to walk him.
Yep. So Doug Glanville will get the intentional walk. And it'll be up to the rookie Marlon Anderson.
Marlon Anderson in the 2nd and the 3rd inning, in his 2nd at bat, hit a first ball fastball. When he came up last time, he got all breaking balls from Tom Glavine. Totally changed his approach to him.
So he's going to load the bases here for Marlon Anderson. Seventh inning, Braves lead it 4-3. So the rookie up here in a big spot. Bases jammed, 2 outs. 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. Nothing to Marlon Anderson. Let's pause for station identification on the Phillies television network.
You're watching UPN 57, WPSG TV in Philadelphia.
Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the 7th. Looped into center, it's going to drop. It does. Base hit, Marlon Anderson. 2 runs are going to score. Scurrying back to second is Glanville, and the Phillies take a 5-4 lead on a looping single to center by the rookie Marlon Anderson.
See Bobby Cox's face, but he did the right thing. I mean, they had to do what they did there if they weren't going to make a pitching change. And Marlon broke his bat. It looked like he hit it right on the end and just blooped it into center. Now Bobby Cox will come out and make the change, but the Phillies bench is alive. And you know, we saw a lot of Marlon Anderson in spring training, and one thing he doesn't do is swing and miss all that often. He makes a lot of contact. Glavine got ahead of him, then threw that pitch right on the outside part of the plate. He breaks his bat, and there's the looper into center.
So Marlon Anderson delivers here in the 7th, chasing Tom Glavine, and the Phillies have a 5-4 lead. Nobody could be happier. Well, perhaps Marlon Anderson, but nobody else on that bench than Curt Schilling, who now could win this game if the Phillies could hang on. Pitching change. We're in the 7th. Phil's 5, Braves 4. Back after these messages.
Home opener, April 12th, Atlanta Braves. April 14th and 15th, Florida Marlins. April 16th, 17th, and 18th. Call 215-463-1000.
It's the breakout sales event at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Every car and truck priced to move, like Ford Windstar. Get $1,500 cash back or pay only $239 a month. Windstar, with the government's highest safety rating on the planet, 5 stars, and loaded with all these great features. Now you can get $1,500 cash back or pay just $239 a month. Breakout with Ford Windstar. It's built to last, only from your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Tom Glavine out of the game, trailing 5-4, and the new pitcher is a 21-year-old rookie right-hander making his major league debut, Kevin McGlinchey. McGlinchey, big guy, 6'5", 220. Comes out of Malden, Massachusetts. He is a hard-throwing right-hander. Last year at Danville, he won 9, lost 8, a 2.91 ERA. Struck out 129 in 142 innings.
They really like him too. Just saw the numbers on him. As Harry mentioned, a Double-A pitcher last year, making the jump all the way to the big leagues. He throws, from what we understand, everything pretty hard. And Bobby Cox has been quoted as saying he wouldn't be afraid to use this guy late into a ball game. Well, you know, this is 7th inning. That's pretty late.
5th round draft pick in the June '95 draft by the Braves. Scott Rowland will be the first one to face him. Now with a 5-4 lead, the question is, who will the Phils use? Trying to set up for Jeff Brantley.
Well, we understand Wayne Gomes is up in the bullpen. Oh, it's Perez. All right, we had Gomes here, but Yorkes was up earlier. And there's another pitcher throwing down there, so Gomes is probably also up.
Scott Rowland, the batter. He has hit a home run in 3 at bats. 2-run homer, 2 men on base, 2 outs. 1-0 to count to Rowland.
Doug Glanville made a really good base running play on that single to center by Anderson. He went far enough around second to make sure that Andrew Jones threw the ball to third. But he didn't give himself up because he could see that that extra run was going to score. Now, he made a mistake earlier, but he made sure the run scored, and he kept the inning alive. Nice base running by Glanville.
Yeah, because you're talking a center fielder who had 20 assists in the outfield last year. He can throw, and Lieberthal was the base runner who scored the go-ahead run. And, you know, had he thrown home, there might have been a play, you know.
Right, you don't know, but exactly, and he sees Glanville coming hard around second, so he threw to third, but Doug stopped and then just barely got back to second. That was very good base running.
High pop into shallow left. Weiss, the shortstop, going out. He puts it away, and that will retire the side. But the Phillies take the lead with 2 runs in the inning, 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left. Stretch time, we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 5-4 Phils.
Everybody, get ready. Okay. There's me, and there's my 4x4. I'm picking up some speed. Here I go, up. Woo! Look at me move, and I look great doing it. Woo! Yeah! Look out, everybody. Here comes Tacoma Man. You're the bomb, baby, the bomb. The man.
So, what do you think?
I am everyday people.
Call 1-800-GET-CABLE and get your first month of cable plus 2 great premium channels and installation for just $34.95. Hey, that'll save you up to $50. Call now. You'll get hundreds of great movies and plenty of family entertainment each month. Cable TV, it's the best value in home entertainment. But hurry, this offer ends today. Call 1-800-GET-CABLE right now and you'll get your first month of cable, 2 premium channels, installation, all for one low price. Call now.
Women 15 and over get a photo frame free. Sunday, May 16th at 1:35 when the Phillies play the Mets. Call 215-463-1000 or order anytime at phillies.com.
Hey, Jen, look at this.
Read it to me.
It says here Keystone has been voted the #1 HMO in the greater Philadelphia area.
How about doctors?
#1. #1 in hospitals and specialists, too.
Keystone is run by Independence Blue Cross, right?
Yeah. You know, it says here they were #1 in all 11 categories of the CARE data study.
What do you think?
I think we want the #1 health plan for us.
Keystone, the #1 ranked HMO in the greater Philadelphia area. Another reason you can lean on us.
5-4 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning at Turner Field, and the new pitcher is Yorkis Perez. 31-year-old left-hander appeared in 57 games for the Phillies last year, 0-2 with a 3.81 ERA, and Yorkis comes on for Curt Schilling. These bullpenners struggle a little bit in spring training, so Terry Francona is hoping that he can get a couple of innings from the bullpen leading up to Brantley in the 9th inning. A 1-run lead here, and Andrew Jones will lead it off. Jones will be followed by Walt Weiss, and then a pinch hitter for McGlinchey. One strike to Andrew Jones. He has struck out and fouled out. Remaining hitless lifetime against Curt Schilling, 0 for 17. Chase the low splitter, 0-2 to Andrew Jones. Just fouled on the third base side. Count stays 0-2 to Andrew Jones. He fouled it back, still 0-2. He's leading 5-4 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Bouncing up there, 1-2.
Yorkis Perez coming in to pitch to a right-handed batter here, then turning Walt Weiss around. Obviously, they want him to bat right-handed. And they feel he can get right-handed hitters out as well as left when he's throwing the ball well.
Ground ball to third base. Scott Rowland takes care of Andrew Jones. 1 down. Great moment in Phillies history coming in 1993. Final game of the League Championship Series against these Atlanta Braves. The wild thing, Mitch Williams on the mound. Strikeout, and the Phillies are the National League champions. 1993. There's the dude, Jim Eisenreich. It was quite a moment.
Bill Pacoda goes down in Phillies history as he chases that high fastball.
1 strike to Walt Weiss. 47,522. Paid attendance here at Turner Field. Weiss lofts a foul. And Gerald Williams is moving into the on-deck circle to bat for McGlinchey. Nothing in 2 to Walt Weiss. That's the good news. Yorkie has been ahead of both hitters he's faced, 0-2.
He had a very bizarre spring in that he loaded the bases a couple times with nobody out and then got him out after that. Well, that's not a great way to pitch. It's exciting, but not real good.
Struck him out for out number 2. And Gerald Williams will come out.
Well, Yorkies is throwing his splitter and his slider really well here this afternoon. There's a hard breaking ball. That's why they feel he can get right-handed batters out too, because he has a splitter and he has that hard slider.
Gerald Williams hit .297 this spring.
Rudy Cian as a right-hander is up in the Braves bullpen, so McGlinchey just goes 1/3 and he got the job done for Bobby Cox.
His major league debut. 1 strike to Gerald Williams.
That's Mike Cather is the other right-hander.
Back up the middle under the glove of Yorkis Perez. A base hit for Gerald Williams, and he is a 2-out base runner. They'll bring up Otis Nixon. He'll turn around and bat right against Yorkis Perez.
Right, and they'd rather Otis Nixon also bat right-handed because you take some of that speed of his away when you get him on the right side. There's Ken Ryan up in the Phillies bullpen with Brett Boone, a right-handed batter, on deck. There's Pat Corrales, who is the new bullpen coach. And Pat is now in charge of that lineup card, the double switches, and he's a little worried about his penmanship because he knows how nice Chuck Cottier's card looks all the time. He says mine will never look like that. Great guy, Pat Corrales, Phillies manager, player.
Had been the first base coach. Now he's the bench coach, as Cottier is to Terry Francona. That's a base hit to right center field. Heading for third base, Williams. Throw cut off, and the Braves have runners at first and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now we'll see what Terry Francona decides to do now. As you mentioned, he had Ryan up. Now runners at the corners. Perez gets the first 2 guys out easily, then a little bleeder up the middle, and now Nixon gets a base hit to right center.
Well, really, coming off their spring training, Terry can't have too much confidence in any of the bullpen pitchers except for Jeff Brantley.
Right.
Because none of them really pitched particularly well. Gomes did not. Ken Ryan did not. Yorkis was a little bit shaky. So he's going to leave him in there to face Brett Boone, who is 0 for 3. 1 strike to Boone.
He does have another left-hander available in Poole with Chipper Jones on deck, but you know we can't see that bullpen out there, and I don't know whether he's up or not.
One strike to Boone. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Lowe gets away from Lieberthal. The runner will have to hold at third, but moving up to second is Nixon on a wild pitch.
A good base running by Otis Nixon. As soon as this ball gets away from Lieberthal, he's gone. So it looked like a low breaking ball or a splitter in the dirt there.
1-1 the count to Boone. Brave runners second and third, 2 outs here in the 7th. Phillies lead by a run, trying to hold on to that lead here in the bottom of the 7th. High ball right center field. Doug Glanville is there, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. For the Braves in the 7th, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They lead 2. We're through 7. Phils 5, Atlanta 4.
This is great. I get fired on national TV.
It could be worse.
How could it possibly be worse, Frank?
I think it just got worse.
And now, Budweiser's replacement for Louis the Lizard,
No.
the Ferret.
This is not going to be good for my blood pressure.
He's good.
Don't encourage him, Frank.
With Bell Atlantic Mobile, you can make important calls from just about everywhere, like the "I'm working late" call or the "I'm on my way" call. Because at Bell Atlantic Mobile, everything we do is for one reason. That moment when you make the "my car won't start" call. Are you all right?
I'm okay, Dad. But hurry.
Your call goes through. A cell phone is only as good as the network it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile.
Make your next move your best move.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bell Atlantic Mobile and by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. Well, we move to the 8th inning. New pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, with the Phillies leading at 5-4, is Mike Cather. Cather, a 28-year-old from Folsom, California, went to Cal Berkeley. Last year, 2-2 in 36 games with the Braves, a 3.92 ERA. Rico Brogna will be the first one to face Cather. Brogna's 0 for 2, has been hit by a pitch ball and scored a run. Phillies lead it 5-4 here in the 8th. One strike to Brogna. Cather this spring was 1-0 with 1 save, a 4.40 ERA. Very high pop-up behind third base. Chipper Jones drifts back. Brogna retired, 1 down. Well, the Braves are at Veterans Stadium for the Phillies home opener next Monday at 3:05. And the Braves in again Wednesday and Thursday, the 14th and 15th at 7:05. Florida Marlins move in for the weekend. Friday the 16th, 7:05. Saturday the 17th at 7:05. Sunday the 18th, 1:35. Scheduled posters for all fans on Sunday the 18th. Order your tickets by calling 215-463-1000 or anytime online at Phillies.com. Ron Gant has walked. He is 0 for 2 so far. 1-1 the count to Gant. Eighth inning, Phillies lead by a run, 5-4. Two balls and a strike to Ron Gant. Bouncing ball to Chipper Jones. Has it on a big hop. Gant retired. 2 down. Well, game 2 of the '99 season. Greg Maddux on the mound for the Braves. Chad O.J. will go for the Phillies. It'll be a night game tomorrow. We'll be televising that one for you.
Chipper Jones is due to lead off for the Braves in the 8th inning. He's a long ball threat, but mostly from the left side, so Yorkis Perez might just stay in this ballgame. Plus, as you were saying, he came in throwing strikes, and that's a plus.
Chipper hit 34 homers last year, 32 of them left-handed.
Right. So you want to keep a right-hander out of the game against him in a one-run game.
Abreu sends it deep to right center field, and he is caught out there by Brian Jordan to retire the side. No runs, hits, errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-4 Phillies.
Richard is 6 years old. He likes doing what normal kids do, but he has asthma. I encourage him to play a lot of sports. He's trying to be a normal kid. The Connections program has done wonderful things for us. My family and I are very grateful to them.
The Asthma Connections Health Management Program from Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Another reason you can lean on us.
It's so reliable you could practically weld the hood shut and drive it forever. The '99 Corolla. And it has available side airbags, so don't be surprised if you feel safer in your '99 Corolla than out of it.
Just put one cheek like this, and then put the other cheek like this, and then you smile. If you're smiling, then you'll make people very, very happy. I'm going to teach you how to smile in different shapes. I can smile like this. I can smile like this. My mom taught me how to smile.
Hampton Inn and Suites, one of the few nice places still around.
It's colorful, informative, and big. You'll refer to it all summer long, and it's free. A great Phillies schedule poster when the Phillies play the Marlins Sunday, April 18th at 1:35. Call 463-1000 or order online at phillies.com.
On the American League scoreboard, brought to you by Toyota. The Boston Red Sox have beaten Kansas City 5-3. Pedro Martinez won that one with a save for Tom Gordon. Kevin Appier lost it. Detroit got a 3-run home run from Temple's Bobby Higginson. They beat Texas 11-5. Tampa Bay and Baltimore. That's Baltimore 6 and Tampa Bay 5, I believe, in the 8th inning. I think Baltimore is leading that game, yes. Chipper Jones fouls off the first pitch. We're in the 8th inning, and of course later on New York with the Rocket. Roger Clemens at Oakland, and Chicago will be at Seattle. Here it is 5-4. Phillies on top of the Braves. Yorkis Perez out for his second inning. 1-1 the count to Chipper Jones, who has walked and twice struck out. Schilling struck him out twice.
Excuse me, Harry. Phillies have moved Scott Rowland over towards the line at third.
Fly ball center field. Should be a can of corn for Doug Glanville, who waits and squeezes. That's one down here in the 8th inning. Well, the good news is Yorkis has thrown strikes. Terry Francona now is going to come out with the right-hand hitters. Jordan and Lopez scheduled to bat. And
well, here's the fastball he throws to Chipper Jones, as we talked about last inning. I mean, you want to turn him around right-handed in a game when you only have a one-run lead like that. So he gets him out, and now he's going to take his chances with Wayne Gomes coming out of the bullpen, who did the job last year but struggled with his control during spring training.
Good job by Yorkis Perez, and Wayne Gomes will come in to try to get the right-handers out. We have a pitching change for the Phils. Phils lead 5-4 back after these messages.
They have substance, integrity. They're the individual pieces that contribute to a greater good, making lives less worrisome, futures, more secure. They are the agents of New York Life. Their humanity is the stone with which this company was built. They are why New York Life is the company you keep.
Have you ever stared into the face of evil? Have you ever felt the hot breath of danger on your skin?
This ain't no playground.
On April 15, you will.
We are convicts. This is prison.
And when you do, you'll know what it's like to be scared straight.
See, because I don't like nothing in the first place, and I don't like you.
Scared straight. 20 years later.
Coming April 15th on UPN 57.
Wayne Gomes comes on for the Phillies with the Phils leading it here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, 5-4. Yorkis Perez going 1 in the 3rd innings, 2 hits and no runs, and now it's in the hands of Gomes. Gomes appeared in 71 games last year, won 9, lost 6. He had a save, 4.24 ERA. 93 in the 3rd innings, struck out 86, walked 35.
Now Terry Francona, of course, hopes that he can get Jordan and Lopez, the 2 right-handed batters, out, but you can book that he's going to have Poole ready for Klesko if you get that far.
So Terry hoping his bullpen can do it here in the late innings with a 1-run lead. Here's Jordan. He has an infield single. He is homered and grounded out. 1 strike to Brian Jordan. Line drive left field. It is a foul ball, just barely foul.
Oof. Oh, that you say barely. That's got to be a real barely. Sam Holbrook, the young umpire, was right on and called it foul immediately. He threw a high curve ball there, and Brian Jordan must have just hooked it foul.
So Gomes ahead of Jordan. No balls and 2 strikes.
Here it is. Can't tell there. All that white down there, you know,
Yeah,
it's so
really,
hard to tell.
Really hard to tell.
It's not a good background to make a call for anybody.
Not good for the umpires either. Milligan 2.
The umpires would rather have that warning track out there a little darker color.
Yeah. Dangerously close to hitting him with an 0-2 pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's Jim Poole. He is up in the Phillies bullpen if Klesko should come to bat here in this inning.
Gomes tried to throw a sinker there to Jordan. As Harry said, he almost hit him.
Two to Brian Jordan as Mike Lieberthal trots out to talk to Wayne Gomes.
Now, when you have a pitcher like Gomes who has 2 fastballs, a 4-seamer and a 2-seamer, Lieberthal's going to have different signs. I mean, you just don't put 1 down because 1 doesn't cut it here. 1 means maybe 1 means a 4-seamer, maybe 1 if he wiggles or circles it or something. It might mean the 2-seamer, the sinker. So I think he put 1 down there, and there was some confusion on what it was supposed to be, the high fastball or the sinker. Well, we go to breaking ball.
Base hit left field, Brian Jordan. Jordan gets his 3rd hit of the game. Quite a debut in an Atlanta uniform for Brian Jordan.
It's another curveball, and he just drops a bat head on it. You see they went away to curveball here. This is not a real bad pitch from Wayne Gomes. That ball is down, and watch how he just drops a bat head on it. I mean, you have to give Brian Jordan some credit here. That's pretty good hitting.
So Jordan at first base, 1 down for Javi Lopez, who is 1 for 3 with a 2-run double in the 1st inning. Beats the curveball foul. 1 strike to Javi Lopez. American League Baltimore has increased their lead over Tampa Bay. That's 9-5 Baltimore.
It's the first game of the year. This is a really good game.
Yes, it is.
It's fun.
Phil's holding on to a 1-run lead here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Runner goes. Lieberthal, great throw, and out at second base is Brian Jordan. You can't make a better throw than Mike Lieberthal did. 2 down.
Yeah, Harry, he threw on a curveball too. I mean, you know, Brian Jordan can steal bases. Watch his pitch. You know, that's a high hook that just, well, it stayed up a little bit. Maybe that was better. And there, as you said, he made a great throw. But you know, if that ball breaks down to Lieberthal, he can't get the throw away that fast. He got a great jump.
Well, what a big play by Lieberthal. This pitch is high. It's 2-1 to Javi Lopez.
They might be thankful there that he threw a hanger, because it was a lot easier pitch for him to throw on than if it had been a low breaking ball.
Just inside, 3-1. Ryan Klesko waits on deck.
I think you got to stay away from it. You have to throw something off the plate here and see if he'll chase. Take your chances and don't let him tie the game with a pitch down the middle.
He swung at it. He's inside, probably a full count now to Javi Lopez.
That was the two-seam sinker, and it was way inside, and Lopez is trying to tie the game. He did throw it off the plate, and he can't stay back.
With a breaking ball, and that'll retire the side as Gomes gets the job done. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left. We move to the 9th with the Phils leading by a run, 5-4.
Cincinnati Reds, April 27th, 28th, and 29th. Los Angeles Dodgers, April 30th, May 1st, May 2nd, Fanatic's birthday. Call 215-463-1000.
Is this going to be cool?
Sit back and watch.
From the director of Swingers comes what Rolling Stone magazine calls a wildly entertaining ride through the night.
Give me the gun! Right, I'm okay.
Go, Rated R. Opens everywhere Friday.
Lyme disease season is approaching.
Lyme disease is a big problem around here. Last spring, I picked up Lyme disease. I couldn't prevent it then, but now you could.
Introducing Lymerix, the first vaccine to prevent Lyme disease. Lymerix is for people 15 to 70. Ask your doctor about new Lymerix. Lymerix may be associated with local injection site reactions, including redness and swelling, flu-like symptoms, arthralgias, and myalgias.
I didn't have early symptoms, so I didn't know I had Lyme disease. Now I'm being treated for serious health problems.
If left untreated, Lyme disease can lead to potentially serious joint or neurological conditions. Ask your doctor about new Lymerix and begin building protection now.
I'm making sure my family gets vaccinated. That'll make me feel better.
If you don't get vaccinated now, you won't begin building protection for the start of the season. Get prepared. Call your doctor about Lymerix now.
On the Toyota National League scoreboard, San Francisco over Cincinnati at Synergy Field, 11-8 before 55,000 plus. Ironically, in that game, Bill Miller got hurt. Charlie Hayes, his replacement at third base, came into the game and hit a 3-run game winner in the 8th inning. Florida behind Alex Fernandez leading the Mets 5-1. And Arizona against Los Angeles. Randy Johnson, the big unit, is besting Kevin Brown on that one. Kevin Brown lasted to the 5th inning as Arizona leads Los Angeles 6-2. Montreal at Pittsburgh, Milwaukee at St. Louis will be tonight. Mark Wohlers coming into pitch now for the Atlanta Braves. The closer who had all kinds of control problems got a standing ovation and a show of support from the Atlanta fans here as he was introduced coming into the game, the 29-year-old right-hander. Bowlers, you see, last year struggled. He just had all kinds of problems throwing strikes. And first ball swinging. Mike Lieberthal hits it to shortstop and 1 out on 1 pitch. Bowlers last year converted his first 7 saves. Then he went on the DL and went down to Richmond, came back to Atlanta.
Very bizarre year for this guy. Converted his first 7 saves. As Phillies fans know, several were against the Phils because the Braves played the Phillies quite a bit early last year. I want to give Mike Lieberthal some credit. The way he and Gomes approached Lopez last inning. 3-1. It's his last hitter. The left-hander's up to pitch to Klesko, and they did not give him a fastball to hit. And Javi Lopez got himself out. And that just shows you how far Lieberthal's come in knowing how to call a game. That is so huge, the way they did not let Lopez beat him with a fastball.
Well, there's no question that the Phillies missed Lieberthal when he went down last year after 89 games.
Well, it's just one of those little things in a game that can mean so much, and he's learning.
Bowlers is falling behind Desi Relaford 3-0. Kevin Jordan is on deck to bat for Wayne Gomes.
You hear a pitcher get a cheer like this when he was 3-0? I mean, they're just trying to pump this guy up as much as they can.
Spring training, he worked 9 2/3 innings. He had 10 strikeouts, but he had 11 walks, and he walks Relaford on 4 pitches.
Well, he had 5 of those walks in his next to his last outing.
Kevin Jordan coming up to pinch hit for Wayne Gomes.
Now, Desi Relaford, Harry, as a base runner, really has to be alert, because with these control problems that Waller's had, and maybe has, you can move up on balls in the dirt on him.
An extra run would look good here. Phillies lead by a run, 5-4 in the 9th. 1 strike to Kevin Jordan.
Pretty smart move they made right there. He threw fastballs and missed with them to Relaford, so he starts him with a slider. Sometimes when you're having control problems, throw a different pitch.
Two quick strikes to Kevin Jordan.
This guy was as nasty as anybody in baseball, and it just all went away last year. It was scary.
Chop foul, still 0-2. Bowlers has been clocked at 100 with his fastball. Go along with a good slider and a splitter. For the Braves, he struck out 177 in the 3rd innings. 97, he struck out 92 and 69 in the 3rd innings.
As we said, he was one of the nastiest guys in the game. I mean, this guy was just so scary to face. And then last year he got scary for another reason, because hitters were afraid he might hit them.
33 walks and 20 in the 3rd innings. Relaford takes off, and no chance as Desi steals second base as that pitch bounced up there.
Right, that's what we're talking about. In this case, he was running, but you really wanted to be alert, or maybe put a runner in motion with Wallers out there, because he's going to bounce a ball once in a while, especially at this point with his control problems. Desi running all the way there just to steal the base makes it easy.
The count is 2-2 now to pinch hitter Kevin Jordan. Tommy Cox and his pitching coach Leo Mazzoni. Hit to 3rd base, short out nicely by Chipper Jones. The throw back to 3rd. They throw it away, and Relaford is going to score. Good base running dive. Desi Relaford, and the Phillies lead it 6-4. That'll be an error on the first baseman, Ryan Klesko.
Great base running by Desi. He had Chipper Jones. He knew Chipper Jones was way up, had to come way up to field that ball, and left third base open. It was going to be a tough play for him to get back. Now watch where Chipper Jones has to come up, throw the ball. Now he's got a long way to get to third. Thinks maybe I can surprise Klesko, and he does. Makes a high throw, tough for Jones to get back. A walk. Desi uses his speed. Big run.
So the Phils now with a 2-run lead, 6-4. Doug Glanville is 1 for 3 with an intentional walk. 1 ball and no strikes to Glanville. Desi Relaford gets the Phillies that insurance run, and now it'll be up to Jeff Brantley to close it out for the Phils in the bottom half of this inning.
Well, so much nicer for a closer who can have a little margin for error, especially his first opportunity for a new ball club. That was nice to see from Desi because it means his legs are better. He missed some time there at the end of the spring, and they're a little worried about him.
The ball's in a strike to Glanville. Laid off the high fastball.
And I don't know if you make that play on Galarraga either, if he's over at first base. Galarraga is just so good at cheating forward and bringing his momentum forward to throw to third. I have to ask Desi about that, or whether he even thought about it. But I mean, he took advantage of Klesko's. He's a first baseman for the first year here.
Glanville walks. That'll be the second walk surrendered by Wohlers. And they'll bring on Marlon Anderson. The rookie has had quite a game. 2 for 3, knocked in the go-ahead runs with a 2-out, 2-run single in the 7th.
Same thing now for Doug Glanville at first base. Really be alert for any kind of a pitch off the plate to try and move into second. It's a shame that Wohlers has some little problems, but you have to take advantage of that stuff.
There he goes. The pitch bounces up there. Stolen base, Doug Glanville, so he's at second base.
It can be a cruel game. And, everybody in the Phillies dugout and in baseball knows the problems that Wohlers is having, so take advantage of it. He runs right away. He throws that ball in the dirt. They were actually lucky that it hit the home plate umpire, or Glanville would have been all the way to third. And Bobby Cox, he just knows it's a crapshoot with Wohlers right now, and they're just trying to get him back.
The balls and no strikes to Marlon Anderson.
Let's have a few guys in their lineup that can run now. I mean, Glanville, Anderson, Rowland can all run at the top. Abreu can run, and so can Relaford. So you have 5 guys in your starting lineup that can run a little bit. Gant can also steal a base.
Yeah. Gant stole 8 for the Cardinals last year. 8 out of 8. He was not thrown out.
Right.
Two balls and a strike to Marlon Anderson. Pretty well hit to center field. Andrew Jones won't get it off the top of the fence. Glanville scores. Marlon Anderson at second with a double. And the Phillies now lead it 7-4 here in the 9th inning. What a game for the rookie Marlon Anderson.
Well, Andrew Jones likes to play shallow, especially with a runner in scoring position, and he has to think, my goodness, does this guy hit this hard? Wohlers behind in the count again, throws a high fastball. Marlon Anderson just misses a home run. What a nice little short swing he has. Watch where this ball hits. What a game he's had, as you say.
Wow. So the Phils lead it 7-4. Scott Rowland, the batter. Rowland has hit a 2-run homer in 4 at-bats. Because of that double, these runs now become earned. and a strike to Scott Rowland.
I just like the way they ran in this inning. You know, they took advantage of some opportunities, and they've gotten a little bit bigger lead now, and because of the fact that they ran. The Phillies just have to do a lot of little things the way most teams do, and Doug Glanville, one of the guys that took advantage of his speed in this inning.
Scott Rowland.
He never complains, but his body language tells you. I think he thought that was a little low.
Phils have scored 2 here in the 9th, leading it 7-4. Laces a foul left field side. And off the high fastball, 2-2. Full count. Rico Brogna waiting on deck. Fans are trying to encourage Mark Wohlers here.
Well, Rocker is up in the bullpen. This could be his last batter. Gremlins are one of those left-handers.
Third walk in the inning. And with Rico Brogna coming up, Bobby Cox probably will go to Rocker. Corrales kind of waving down to the bullpen to see if.
Well, Pat's setting the defenses now, Harry. That's part of his job. A lot of responsibility this year. He sets the outfield defenses. He said it was a lot easier coaching first.
Well, they're going to leave Wohlers in there to face Rico Brogna, who's 0 for 3. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, I hear the surprise in your voice, and obviously I am too, because I figured they would use the left-hander to pitch to Brogna here if he walked him. But it's a tough situation the Braves have with Wohlers. I mean, he's a Jekyll and Hyde.
Low and inside, 2-0. Marlon Anderson at second. Scott Rowland at first. 2 outs and 2 runs in. Phillies lead it 7-4. Three balls and no strikes. Waiting on deck. Fans now try to encourage Wohlers. They're getting a little restless.
And Wohlers not necessarily a guy you green light a hitter for, because he's all over the place.
Walked him on 4 pitches, and that is the 4th walk here in the 9th inning. And that's enough for Bobby Cox. He'll come out and get Mark Wohlers. Phillies have the bases loaded. And Wohlers will be taken out here. Giving up 2 runs, responsible for the runners on base, 4 walks. So we have a pitching change for the Braves here in the ninth. Phillies lead 7-4. Back after these messages.
Home opener, April 12th, Atlanta Braves. April 14th and 15th, Florida Marlins. April 16th, 17th, and 18th. Call 215-463-1000.
Monday on UPN, it's a wild all-new Dilbert.
I'm all ears.
Corporate downsizing hits new heights.
Uh-oh, the man.
They've been downsized, literally. But the teeny tiny engineers, hey man, you stink, won't go without a fight.
Here's a picture of one of them.
I'm afraid of tiny people. So Dilbert and the gang form an army.
This is very odd.
Can they rise to a peaceful solution?
We could sell them as toys and make a fortune.
Dilbert, all new.
Tonight at 8 on UPN 57.
John Rocker, the hard-throwing left-hander, coming on with the Phillies leading at 7-4 here in the ninth inning. Rocker, 24 years of age, out of Macon, Georgia. Last year he was 1-3, 47 games at 2.13 ERA, struck out 42 in 38 innings. Walked 22, kind of continued that in the spring. Rocker in 10 games this spring was 0-0 with a save and an 0.0 ERA. Gave up no runs in 12 innings, 8 hits. 16 strikeouts in 12 innings, but 10 walks. He'll face Ron Gant with the bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 runs in. Gant is 0 for 3 with a walk. Bills with a 7-4 lead here in the ninth inning. One ball and no strikes to Gant.
Kurt Schilling, who had so many tough losses last year, is the pitcher of record here.
Yes, he is.
Because of Anderson's 2-out hit a few innings ago.
Up into shallow right field. Jordan coming in and toward the line, and that will retire the side. Phil's got a couple of insurance runs in the inning on 1 hit, 1 error, and leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the ninth, 7-4 Phillies.
Your next move, your best move.
The promise of the internet is not in the future. It's now. The bandwidth to change everything. Ride the light.
In Bucks County, there's a town called Morrisville, where people know each other by name.
We're from Morrisville. Who could be prouder? If you can't hear, we'll shout a little louder.
There's one electric company they know by name, too. Pico Energy. We've been a part of this place for over 100 years. Supplying energy and earning trust. And we're now delivering guaranteed savings to all our customers. Because it's your choice. Pico Energy. No doubt about it.
What a great day! The Fanatics Legends of Wrestling birthday party. Sunday, May 2nd at 1:35 versus the Dodgers. There'll be a Beach Jams Fanatic beanbag compliments of Melon PSFS for anyone 14 and under. Call 463-1000.
Bottom of the ninth, Phil's lead 7-4. Rob Ducey comes into play left field, replacing Ron Gann, and the new pitcher will be Jeff Brantley, trying to save this one for Curt Schilling. Brantley coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals, where last year in 48 games he was 0-5, 14 saves, a 4.44 ERA. Do what he did in '96 when he saved 44 ball games for the Cincinnati Reds. He had a good spring, only scored on in one spring game. He'll be facing Ryan Klesko, Andrew Jones, and Walt Weiss here in the bottom half of the ninth, with the Phillies on top 7-4. Ryan Klesko has popped up as an infield single and has struck out. So far, the Phillies bullpen of Yorkis Perez and Wayne Gomes have been able to get the job done. Now it's in the hands of Brantley. One strike to Ryan Klesko. Just missing 1-1. Phil's having so many games against the Braves here in the early going, 7 of their first 10 games. This would be a very important win just to come say, hey, we got some guys too, we can play with you.
7 as you say, 4 on the road.
Yeah. Two and 1 to Klesko. Beats it foul off his foot. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Brantley throws 3 pitches, fastball, slider, and he has a very good splitter. And one thing about him when he was on the opposition was he usually didn't walk a whole lot about it. I mean, when you beat him, you hit him. So hopefully he can do that over here.
Popped him up. Third base, Scott Rowland waiting. Klesko's retired. That's one of them here in the 9th inning. Phil's leading 7-4, trying to win this opener 99. And doing it without really a vintage Schilling outing. Schilling could be the winning pitcher, but Curt gave up all 4 Atlanta runs. In the 6 innings of work, he struck out 5. But the Phillies offensively have been able to get the job done. Rolling a home run. And a big guy. Rookie Marlon Anderson, 3 for 4.
He looked real intimidated today, didn't he? That's all you heard about him. Everybody likes him.
Just continuing what he did this spring. Chopped softly back to Brantley on a check swing, and that's 2 quick outs here in the 9th.
Brantley threw some good sliders to get Klesko off the plate, threw him a high fastball and popped him up. Throws fastball in here to Andrew Jones and a slider off the plate, and he gets a check swing out of it. So I mean, he moves the ball around and he throws strikes.
That'll bring up Walt Weiss. He has tripled in 3 at-bats.
Keith Lockhart looks like is in the on-deck circle. There's some people right there, Harry. Hope that this could be a win. Phillies president Dave Montgomery, Rich Dietz, Ruben Amaro, and Ed Wade in the front row. Yeah. 1 out away from it.
1 strike to Walt Weiss. Two quick strikes to Walt Weiss.
Brantley used to tick you off when he came in. He always had that cocky look about him. He throws strikes. He beat you.
Yeah, he's got confidence and looking for 1 more out here. Just got a piece of it. Still nothing in 2. 7-4 Phillies, bottom half of the 9th inning. Ball and 2 strikes to Walt Weiss. Two and two. Full count to Weiss. Keith Lockhart is on deck.
Really good job by Weiss. You know, there's Lockhart is an excellent pinch hitter. Weiss just has good at bats. I mean, he knows he needs to get on here, and it's what he's trying to do.
Popped him up. Foul. Should be playable. Scott Rowland in front of the Phillies dugout, puts it away, and the Phillies have won the 99 opener by a score of 7-4 over the Atlanta Braves. Jeff Brantley saves it for Curt Schilling. Scott Rowland a 2-run home run, and Marlon Anderson a 3-for-4 game. Don't just concede that Rookie of the Year to JD quite yet. Marlon Anderson had a tremendous ball game, going 3-for-4, knocking in the go-ahead runs, an insurance run in the 9th inning as the Phillies win 7-4 over the Atlanta Braves here at Turner Field in Atlanta. Good opener, 99. We'll be back with the totals and a recap of this afternoon's game as the Phils down the Braves. Schilling over Tom Glavine, 7-4 final. We'll have more after these messages.
Sick of always doing this.
You never hear a word I say.
I hear everything that you say.
You're not listening to me.
I am listening.
Love is essential. Love's a crime. Love is in your mind. Love is when you got grief and act God for a time. Cause love is rare. Love is unfair. Love is what I got for all those who ain't here.
Oh.
Huh. Baby, my love runs deeper than the dead. Get the picture. My love's gonna get you. Baby, my love runs deeper than the dead. Get the picture. Love is real.
Now's your chance to break out at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Every Ford vehicle in stock, price to move. Like Ford Ranger, $199 down and only $199 a month. That's the best-selling compact pickup in America. Loaded with air, AM/FM cassette, and more. Ford Ranger, just $199 down and $199 a month. Time to break out with Ford Ranger. It's built Ford tough. Only from your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Our values are our blueprint. Integrity, our foundation. Every decision we make, every action we take is anchored in our commitment to always be there for our customers. Integrity is the foundation and the ink with which every policy is written. It's why New York Life is the company you keep.
Martin and Gina fight it out on the air.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Watch the action on the next Martin.
Tonight at 7 on UPN 57.
Regine's gossip is a hit with the girls.
The brother irons his underwear.
Until their secrets wind up in her boyfriend's stand-up act.
Either Tony's psychic or somebody has a big mouth.
Mark Curry guest stars.
Now that's comedy.
On the next living single.
Tonight at 7:30 on UPN 57.
Phillies baseball has been brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, official beer of Major League Baseball. This Bud's for you. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Well, the Fighting Phils has spoiled the Atlanta Braves home opener. 7-4 Phillies, 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 8 left for the Phils. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 4 left for Atlanta. Curt Schilling, the winner, 1-0. Tom Glavine, the loser, 0-1. Jeff Brantley, his first save. Our Budweiser play of the game came from the rookie Marlon Anderson with 2 outs in the 7th inning. 2 men on base, and here's what happened.
An intentional walk to get to him, and Marlon bloops this ball into center field right off the end of the bat, off Tom Glavine, knocks in the go-ahead runs. he would continue later on in this ball game. He'd already had a hit earlier before this, and now off Wohlers, he almost hits a home run to center field. You see how shallow Jones is. Wacko right off the top of the wall. What a game Marlon Anderson had today, Harry, and he's about to join you.
Marlon Anderson, congratulations. Just a superb game, and if there were any nerves at all on opening day, they certainly didn't show.
No, I was a little nervous coming out there. I was just ready to get the season started. You know, I was just trying to go out there and give my best and try to help my team win.
You carried on where you left off in spring training. You had a great spring. Did the spring help your confidence?
It definitely helped my confidence because I was able to go in there and, like I say, work with the guys, get used to the guys, and, you know, I came out strong in the spring, and that helped me out a lot.
What were your thoughts when you were on deck? Runners at second and third. They elected to intentionally walk Doug Glanville. You were going to be facing Tom Glavine. What was your approach to Glavine at that?
Well, I thought it was the right move for them because, like I say, Doug is left-handed. I'm right-handed. I'm left-handed. And like I say, I'm a rookie. He's been here for a while. I think it was the right move for them. With me thinking, I was just thinking go up there and try to see the ball and hit the ball. Try to, like I say, same thing, just trying to help my team win. You know, trying to stay on the ball, go up the middle, or do whatever I can to get a hit.
Marlon, this is Chris Wheeler. We want to talk about your defense a little bit. You made a heck of a play on a ball Glavine hit up the middle with 2 outs and Klesko at third to save a run.
Yeah, like I said, I was cheated over toward the middle a little bit with the pitcher batting, and he was left-handed. And like I say, I was fortunate enough to get up there and get that little short hop instead of the big hop, and I was able to throw him out.
Also got a key hit in that 9th inning to give the Phillies some insurance runs off the hard-throwing Mark Wohlers.
Yeah, I was just trying to go up there and sit and hit it. He was all over the place a little bit. You know, he was struggling a little bit. I was just hoping to go up there and, like I say, get a pitch to hit, and I tried to stay on it and go the other way, and, you know, I was fortunate enough to get a hit with that.
You almost put that ball out of the ballpark. Do you realize how close that was to a home run?
Yeah, actually I do, but like I say, I'm a little man. I can't really get out of there in center field.
Marlon, congratulations. Just a tremendous game, and gave the Phillies quite a lift. Marlon Anderson, the rookie, 3 for 4 this afternoon as the Phillies beat the Braves by a score of 7-4. Wasn't vintage Curt Schilling, but he gets the W. The loss going to Tom Glavine. Jeff Brantley his first save. Scott Rowland hit a 2-run home run in today's 7-4 Fighting Phils win. Well, tomorrow we'll be televising at 7:30. It'll be Chan O.J. against Greg Maddux. John Slobodkin has been our producer. Our associate producer has been Jeff Halleckman. Ray Tipton, our